Hi, wrestling fans, and welcome to another scintillating, hopefully not boring edition. I don't think it's going to be boring because the folks that are watching on Facebook already had quite the dynamic talk about popsicle sticks. And so, and we may
that
cover
kind
that
of
again.
stuff you don't want to miss.
Yes, I mean, it's compelling talk radio.
If you was not here for the first minute of the show,
yeah,
you just missed out. I don't know what to tell you. Had to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's some popsicle stick guy on YouTube is mad at us for horning in on his racket. So
I just hope somebody can come on there and if you work for a popsicle company and you can tell me how one stick that's longer than the rest of them gets through, I appreciate it.
All right, we gotta bring in the YouTube people into this. So Rick Diesel has got a weird thing going on with some popsicle sticks. He's about to show you. All came out of the same box, and
one's longer than the rest of them. See, same on the bottom.
Yeah, they're all even.
One's longer.
We're going to name that one Lamont.
And and just so you know that I'm not doing these weird tricks. See, when they're the same on top, he's longer on the bottom. So I don't know.
Interesting.
I was looking at my collection a little while ago.
Why do you
collect that one sticking out?
Why do you collect popsicle sticks? Is what I'd like.
Why don't you?
I don't eat that many popsicles. I usually eat my ice cream out of the bowl.
Will.
Man might have to build a bridge.
Oh someday. No, this is an aging thing. I feel like
you will.
Shit.
They're good for crafts.
Oh, I thought you said something completely different.
Oh, no, I started to say it's usually coffee that does that to me.
Oh God.
Well, we got our big show Spring Jam coming up this coming weekend, Saturday night. WWE had their annual thing. It's a pretty big deal. Wrestlemania. It's grown to 2 nights now. And they had something that was a little controversial that happened is they had advertising actually on the ring canvas. Did you guys see that?
I did. And I do have a question about, you can keep talking about, then I have a question.
Okay. Well, I was afraid that it was going to be a distraction, right? But then I got to thinking about it. UFC's done it for years. They put ads on every piece of the canvas they can, and it doesn't distract you from the fight. So I guess color, and shapes and stuff have something to do with that. You still see it, you notice it, it inputs your brain. But I thought the Prime logo thing was so well done at WrestleMania. It did not take away from the match. It did not have any effect on me whatsoever. So it was kind of like NASCAR moving the numbers a little forward on the cars. I still think it looks dumb, but it's not distracting. You know what I mean? So yeah. And so
I didn't even notice
it didn't work.
I didn't even know. It didn't work at all, did it?
No effect on me whatsoever.
I didn't even notice it till they mentioned it. And I was like, did they put a new canvas on for this match? I was like, because I didn't even notice it. And then my question is,
I thought you said Prime. I thought you was talking about a streaming service.
No, not that Prime.
No,
I'm gonna tell you what.
I pay like $100 a year for mine.
Yeah, that stuff is sweet. I'm gonna tell you, man. It's
the bomb pop is the best.
I have got one in the refrigerator, but I hadn't tried it yet.
You'll love it, Matt.
But to me, it's like they took coconut milk, water, and sugar and just stirred it up, added a little food coloring, and that's what it is. I mean, when I tell you, friends, we're not 10 minutes in yet. Okay. When I tell you it's freaking sweet, it's sweet. And there was even Jinky spotted a sign. I can't remember if it was at SmackDown or Raw the other night that said, "Hey, Logan, Prime is too sweet." And they had it like the NWO thing or whatever. And so
nice.
But I understand now they were being literal when they said that. Yeah. So what was your question?
My question is, didn't WCW do that with Slim Jim at some pay-per-views?
They also did it with Rue's tennis shoes.
Did it with the ring post. They did it with the ring post, but I don't think they wrapped the ring post and the Rue's and the Slim Jim, but they did it Halloween Havoc one time.
They did. Yeah, they did. Was that the year they gave away the well, didn't they give away a car in WCW too, like they did with WrestleMania? Was that the same? I don't know, but I did remember, and it was much more distracting because it was Macho Man yellow and red and huge and color saturated and everything, right? That's what I remember.
So if you're out there, get on your Google machines and see
Yeah, I
if you
guess
can
I can
find
do
us a
that.
picture of that WCW canvas from way back in the olden times. I've started to help myself keep perspective on how old I'm getting because time seems to go faster the older you get. I think everybody would agree on that in here. Anything that is 10 years or older, when I'm talking about it or remembering it, I say in my mind and say out loud, back in olden times.
Yeah.
Anything's 10 years old. So 2014 is back in olden times.
So here's the one that I found, and you won't be able to see it. What it has is in the middle, it has, this is just one that I pulled up. It has the Halloween Havoc WCW logo, which is huge, which is very colorful. It's green, it's purple, it's black, it's white. And then in the corners, there are Slim Jim logos. So it's like really, I wish you could see it. I don't think you'll be able to, but
No, we
really,
can't.
it's really distracting, like much more distracting than the Prime.
I'm so glad Slim Jims is back into wrestling. I mean, it's a nostalgia trip for me. You know, they got LA Knight doing he's the new guy, but they put Savage, you can hear Savage's voice and see his image on the TV screen throughout the spots. And so I think that's real cool. You know, if you go on their website, they got a whole section dedicated to Randy Savage and how much he meant to their company. So pretty cool. But anyway, enough about America's favorite meat snack. Let's see here.
Hold on.
Uh-oh, some kids yell that.
Had to go into mama mode.
Yep. Let's see. We're going to try to get the slideshow going here. Can you guys see it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get it going. Excuse me. My allergies are acting up, guys. So just bear with me. The pollen down here is killing me right now.
Yeah, I just tapped my mic so I could clear my throat. So
I don't know if you guys are a little further north than me, and Steven, you're west than me, but you're in the mountains, right?
Yep.
Have your trees up there started going crazy yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how bad is it up there where you guys are in the northern part of the
well, yesterday my car was black. This morning it was yellow. It was so much, and like just from sitting overnight, it was crazy. And it's like big, like not just the powder, like big chunks.
Yeah.
You know, not it's just it's been bad here too.
Well, it'll be okay. In a couple of weeks, the cicadas will eat it all anyhow.
Are they coming this year?
Oh God, yes, is the big.
You haven't heard?
No.
Trillions of them, they're saying.
Yeah.
Worse than 200 years.
But
it's two different groups.
Yeah.
Oh, boy,
the cycle is to where two different groups of them are coming at one time.
Oh,
it's gonna be so bad. I seen a guy named Moses the other day, and I apologized to him.
Yep, it's biblical.
So that's
that's
just in the Piedmont area of North Carolina, right? It's not going to be.
Oh, it's all over the South, buddy.
Oh no! I hate cicadas, man. The last time I thought I was going to go insane.
Because they're loud too, right?
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're really loud.
Yes.
Oh, like crunching.
Between that and the bullfrogs around our house, we're gonna go insane. Maybe the bullfrogs that eat them.
They might, but I don't think they have many natural predators. I don't know. We're not scientists here, so anybody knows.
If we were, I'd know why that right there is happening.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's science to figure out or an engineer at a popsicle factory, but one way or the other.
I did learn about stink bugs and why they're so prevalent here, and why there's so many of them. They were brought when the kudzu took over. They were brought in because they were the ones that ate kudzu. Well, the problem was they came and ate the kudzu, but nothing eats them. So
No,
interesting.
Well,
that's the
there's
only
some-
bug in my house I refuse to kill.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I just
But
thought
now
that
I
was
got 2 dogs
fascinating.
that eats them.
How did you do what now?
I got 2 dogs that eats them.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Problem solved.
Yeah.
Oh, that then all you smells dirty goddamn dog breath. It smells like stink bugs and
Yeah.
dog breath.
Well, that's why the good Lord invented milk bones. You know, help with that. So anyway, there's our Instagram, AIWF Mid Atlantic Wrestling and Diesel 247. If you notice the Instagram, I've been putting up the match announcements on Instagram with that old song. They used it on the original Jackass movie. You know, somebody's gonna get their head kicked in tonight. Love that song. And if you're wondering why I keep playing that, because I don't want to change up songs right now. Number one, because I like that one, and number two, the show needs to have a theme. If it's gonna have one song, you know, I feel like I should stick with that for each announcement. So
Uniformity is good.
yeah. So, but anyway, check out our Instagram. You can check out me on X. The best thing about me on X is I don't have enough followers to draw the attention of Aubrey Edwards and Don Stevens and AEW. And you can still see the CM
Same
Punk
person.
video, backstage video on there in its entirety. I'm not going to show it here. But it also, there's 2 other versions that somebody did voiceover with old Simpsons episodes. And that is hilarious. That is better than the original video by itself. So check me out. Here we are on TikTok for as long as it's still legal in this country. But AIWF Mid Atlantic and Matt.Carter.AIWF. I'm still not real good at the TikTok, but I am trying to get match announcements up, but I'm struggling. So just bear with me. I'll figure it out. It's just going to take a lot longer because I'm old. And of course, our YouTube, AIWF Network, AIWF Ringside Wrestling. Those are our 2 YouTube channels. And if you'd like to reach out to us and tell us some inappropriate jokes we can incorporate to the show, AIWF20@hotmail.com. But that's also for sponsorship inquiries. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or send them there. All right. And so here we go. It's coming up this weekend, April 20th, 420. There'll be a lot of hippies in the crowd, I'm sure. Hell, got one
didn't
hippie
get
on
that.
the card. Huh?
I
420.
didn't realize it was 420, nor did I remember what that meant. Sorry, AC.
Yeah, speaking of which, a little copy to go with those pictures would be good. Yeah, I'm just saying. We're halfway there, man. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
I keep asking him to come down
I
for
know
the
you're
show,
talking
but
about. Oh, he actually called me that day and said he's working on it.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, he is working on it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, lot of action going down at Spring Jam. Justin Flash looks to get possession of the AIWF Mid Atlantic Championship. He didn't lose the title. Corey Etzel just stole it from him. I mean, let's be honest. And look, I know at the last show, some of you fans were giving me a hard time because I was announcing Corey as the AIWF Mid Atlantic champion. But when Corey Etzel walks up to you in the dressing room and puts that big bear paw on your shoulder and politely asks you to do something, you go ahead and do it, you know, and don't worry about the details of the facts. You know what I'm saying? Because he was very, very clear that I was to announce him as AIWF Mid Atlantic champion. So, but anyway, here we go. Here's some of the matches. This is going to be an interesting one right here. Joe Harrison against Mason Matthews. I kind of like Joe Harrison, like, seems like he's building a lot of momentum here lately. And this is going to be a big test because we hadn't seen Marvelous Mason in a while, but he's back in the Mid Atlantic and looking to do some damage. Brian and Reagan, what do you think of this match?
I think it's a really good matchup. I think they're both you know, very talented wrestlers. I'm glad Mason Matthews is back. You know, I always thought that his attitude might stink, but you know, he's really good in the ring. He's come back and he's really taken control of his life in the AIWF.
Yeah, he's coming off a off of a win on his return to the AIWF, and but Joe Harrison has the he wants revenge in this matchup, and so that's what I think. Even though Mason Matthews has the size and strength advantage, I think the fact that Joe Harrison is just personal for him, so I think it's going to give him the slight edge in the matchup.
Rick Diesel, you got to handle this for us?
Well, I think Joe Harrison, he's ever since he had that horrible end of the year last year with Mickey Folk. You know what I'm saying? I think he's come back with a whole new attitude. I think that he's like you guys said, he's built up momentum. You know, he's got something going and he's got something to prove. But I think with Mason Matthews, he not only has to deal with a much bigger guy, but he's got to deal with the fact that now Mason Matthews has aligned himself with, man, I like to call the mouth of the Mid Atlantic, Seth Clayton Burns, you know, Jimmy Hart light.
Very much so.
He reminds me so much of Jimmy Hart from Memphis. So I watch a lot of Memphis. You know, I've been watching a lot of Memphis lately. And Seth Clayton Burns reminds me so much of Jimmy Hart back then. So I don't know. I don't know if Joe Harrison has got enough momentum yet to get over that hurdle. I hope he does, because he needs it.
Pretty much Joe Harrison's on his own. Like right now.
Yeah, he's on his own and he's facing a game, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he's got momentum. I don't know. I think the whole match will come down to what Seth Burns has up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's been. I tell you what, though, old Joe's been kicking ass and taking names lately. So that new attitude's very prevalent. Stephen Hayes, you got an opinion on this one?
I will say I haven't been able to be around for a long time. I harken back to, I know who trained Joe, and if he could harness some of that person's attitude, I don't think there's a person in the company that could really touch him if he put his mind to it.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of those salty Surry County boys from South Carolina. I mean, you know, but we'll see how it goes. So Joe Harrison against Mason Matthews, just one of the matches that have been signed for Spring Jam. And speak of the devil, Seth Clayton Burns.
It looks a little like Jimmy Hart with shorter hair.
He's not beady-eyed enough. Jimmy, you know, Jimmy Hart had those beady, evil eyes.
Yeah.
But which is good for Seth, you know.
I don't know what his announcement could be. Anytime he wants time to talk, everybody just sort of cringes. But ever since we put this picture up, people have been commenting on Facebook about, oh God, you know, they dread him opening his mouth.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see what he's got to say. I don't know what a major announcement he could make it. Maybe he's retiring.
Or maybe he's going to challenge Caden Pierre. You know, he's been taking credit for running Caden Pierre out of the Mid Atlantic for months and months and months now. So I don't know what it's true. I mean, you can't, he says it, and I mean, he did beat Caden, but we hadn't seen Caden return. And so he's kind of telling the truth. I mean,
it's hard to argue with him.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to kind of just kind of brush off Seth Clayton Burns because he does have such a big mouth and you know the way he acts in the ring, but he has built quite a team of wrestlers. I mean, he sorry, you know, he took on Case and Kane, and then Case and Kane got a belt, and then he took on Case and Kane and Lane, and look how well they did. And now he's taking on Mickey Falk, and he's taking on Mason Matthews. Like he has built quite an empire in AIWF for himself. And it's easy to say, oh, he's just a big mouth, but he's really got a good king business sense when it comes to building his groups.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what the big announcement is from Seth Clayton Burns coming up this Saturday night As you can see, the ticket prices are very affordable: $10 for the floor, $7 for the bleachers, but not a bad seat in the house in Veterans Park. Come on out and join us. Bell time 7 o'clock. We'll open up the doors at 6. Lots of big fun, and of course, the big one for the AIWF Mid Atlantic Championship. It's going to be hanging on a hook high above the ring. Dangerously Corey Etzel and Justin Flash are going to fight to the death for it. Well, not to the death, probably serious injury.
Pain.
Yes, through the pain. Ladder. I've never been in a ladder match. I don't ever want to be in one. It hurts me just to watch them. I think they're absolutely like one of the most painful matches. I don't know, Brian, you've done them. I don't know, Stephen Hayes, if you've done them. Rick Diesel, I know you've done them. They seem like just the worst type of match because that ladder can hurt you in so many different ways. And so I guess I'll start with Brian and Reagan. You know, your analysis of this match and the danger involved in something like this.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is one of the most dangerous matches, not only climbing the ladder and the potential of getting knocked off of it, the ladder getting knocked over, but like you said, also the ladder being used as a weapon, being bludgeoning somebody with it, hitting somebody with the ladder, throwing them against the ladder. There's just sandwiching them in between it. There's just so many scenarios that are so dangerous when it comes to a ladder match. But the fact is, this was the only solution to the situation. It was to get the belt out of the hands of Mecha Mercenary at ringside and putting it up above the ring. And as far as the outcome, if a couple of weeks ago I would have said that Justin Flash has the advantage in this matchup because of his speed and his ability to climb the ladder faster than Corey Etzel, but the damage that Corey and Mecha Mercenary put on Flash the last time they were in the ring together, that the damage they did to his knee, there's no way that Flash's knee is 100%. And so with that and the fact that Corey's already shown several times that he doesn't plan on being faster than Flash, he's planning on beating him down until he can just slowly climb up that ladder and take his sweet time taking the belt down.
And the other thing about the ladder, and these are like things that you don't, yes, you can get hit by it, you can get thrown into it, but like there's also little things that people don't think about. Like it could take off your finger. I mean, it can close on you. It can snap parts of your body and get them, I know you don't think breaking fingers is like a big deal, but I mean, if you're in a match and the ladder, you get it caught in a spot and it breaks all your fingers, I mean, you're not going to be able to throw punches. You're not going to be able to, to do what you need to do. And those are like little things that people don't realize that a ladder can do to you, because they just see the big hits and the throwing into them. They don't think about the little things that happen to your body when you are slammed into them, the things you have to try to protect, the things you can't always protect that are important to have a match.
Yeah. Rick Diesel, your thoughts?
Well, I feel like if Flash can get that ladder stood up and stay away from, he's gonna have to stay. I know Flash wants to go after Corey Etzel, but if he goes after him head on with a weapon that close to Corey Etzel's hands, then Flash, I feel like it'll be a mistake. If he can get that ladder set up and scurry up quick, early, maybe get Corey Etzel out of the ring or something, set it up and get out of the ring, get Corey Etzel to chase you and hurry up and get back in, run up the ladder. I don't know. But if that ladder ever gets folded up and turns into a weapon, Flash is going to have a problem.
Stephen Hayes.
I don't know. This is one I was like you guys said earlier. I thought his Flash had a clear advantage until figured out what Corey has planned. And like Brian said, he's just going to beat Flash down and then take his time climbing the ladder. Hell, by that point, he might get Mecca to come in and hold it for him. Who knows?
I know. I was just thinking that you're going to have to contend with Mecca Mercenary at ringside.
Yes.
Stephen Hayes, your thoughts on this ladder match? You're very familiar with both these competitors.
I wouldn't worry about the ladder. I would worry more about Corey, because Corey doesn't care if he hurts Flash. Corey's sadistic. And he'll admit it. I guarantee you he's looking to go into this, and he's going to take his time to make sure that Flash becomes a non-factor. If Flash can do what Flash does, and I've seen him do it, I mean, the man beat me with one move to take the AIWF world title. One move. I'll give Flash that. If he can do that to Corey, if he can hit one move on Corey, Flash has every chance to get up that ladder, as long as you can keep the machine out of the ring.
Yeah.
You were talking about, having a gang earlier. That's a two-man gang.
Mm-hmm.
Flash could bring an army, and I'd still put money on the two other guys, depending on the army that Flash were to bring. Told the boy to call me. That's all I'm saying.
Better pick up that phone, Justin Flash, if you're watching. Sometimes he is, but the weather is warming up, so he's probably be out on the ball field somewhere tonight.
Hell said I said hi.
All right, and so one more match that we have that's been announced has got it's very interesting to me. For the Mid Atlantic Television title, Ty Tyson finally going to get his crack at getting some revenge on Mickey Falk for costing him the world title at the anniversary show. But this is a weapons match, so it's right up Ty's alley, which Mickey's no slouch in these no DQ type things either. But my understanding is the fans are going to bring the weapons, or no?
I don't know. I haven't really heard. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know it was mentioned, but then there was a thing about the park may not, you know what I'm saying? They may not want that happening because there's only certain things you can bring in that place. Yeah. So it's really kind of hard to say how that turns out.
Yeah.
It's a weapons match, whether all I know is they're going to fill a trash can full of weapons. Where they get them from is beyond me.
And I remember the last time we had a trash can full of weapons get involved in a match way back in olden times in the 90s. And it did not go well. So, I mean, it went well for the people who won the match, but that was something. So, yep, a trash can full of weapons. So we're going to see what happens in this, what is certain to be a wild, wild night in Mount Airy on Saturday. Make sure you get there early so you get you a good seat, get you some good food from T's Treats. Again, tickets are only $10 for the floor, $7 for the bleachers. We hope to see you at Spring Jam. Spring Jam originally started in 1996 was the first one. That's my understanding. So anybody want to do the math and tell us how old that show is? 28, I believe.
28 years? Yes. 28 years.
Yeah. So
there's one match we didn't discuss.
What's that?
Announced today or yesterday.
Yeah, I don't think Matt had time to get it up.
We didn't have time. Kevin Phoenix and Aaron Wilson for the world TV title.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be two TV title matches, Mid Atlantic and the world TV title. And Aaron Wilson's been on quite the tear. He stumbled out of the gate, which is normal for any new wrestler coming into the Mid Atlantic. You got to get your feet wet. Man, once he cracked the code and started winning matches, he's been really hot lately. So, Brian and Reagan, I'll let y'all go first. What do y'all think about that match?
He hits that moonsault as well as he does. I'm a little worried for Kevin Phoenix. I mean, that moonsault is pure perfection, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think Kevin Phoenix really needs to be careful and not. I know he's looking forward to that European tour coming up this summer, but he needs to not look beyond Aaron Wilson, because this kid, he's got a lot of raw talent, and I mean, he doesn't have the experience of Phoenix of Kevin Phoenix, but like I said, he's got a lot of raw talent and ability. And if Kevin Phoenix starts to overlook this opponent and just thinking about the European tour, then it may be Aaron Wilson going on that European tour this summer.
That's kind of breaking news right there. I didn't know Kevin Phoenix was going on a
Yeah,
European tour this
AIWF's already got it lined up that the World TV Champion's going on a European tour, and as of right now, that's Kevin Phoenix. But Kevin Phoenix has several title defenses before then, so it could be someone else.
Yeah, I think it's set for June. Sometime in June, all the way into August, like almost a 2-month tour.
Wow, my goodness. So
yeah, you know, because the AIWF does that.
Yeah, it's
our
a
world title.
Yeah, it's a world
Our
title.
world titles are actually world titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as that match goes, in my opinion, I feel like you got the veteran versus the no, I don't want to say a rookie, but the less experienced.
Mhm.
But I agree with Brian. Kevin cannot take Aaron Wilson lightly because he's the type that you let your guard down and give him half a chance. 3 seconds later, you're pinned.
Yep.
So Kevin's going. He can't go into this lightly. He's got to stay focused. He's got to use every tool in his box to get past Aaron Wilson because it's also that kid's first real title defense. I mean, title challenge. You know what I'm saying, for a world title. So he's coming in, you know, balls to the wall, ready to go.
Yep.
So Kevin's got to understand this kid's hungry, and you know, Kevin's dinner if he's not careful.
Well, and we'll see what happens. So a European tour is also on the line along with the title. And so Kevin Phoenix is well traveled. He can tell you about all the crappy international terminals all across Europe. And because when I was telling him how bad the one at LAX was, he was like, "Oh, you think that's bad? Man, there's one in Germany, there's one in Portugal," and he started just listing them off, and it's incredible the stories he can tell you from over there.
Well, that's one reason why every time Kevin Phoenix, he's latched on to 2 world titles now, TV and world heavyweight title. Never had time he gets one. First thing he does is start rallying and you know, pushing for these European tours.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's the belt they're booking, not the man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he's willing to go. He makes the time. He's like, I'll take these tours, throw me out there. But they're booking a belt. So he may, you know, the person holding the belt gets to go with it. So keep that in mind, Kevin.
Yep. And all this goes down Saturday night, as you can see right there, April the 20th, this coming Saturday. Again, it's at Veterans Park. Bell time's at 7 p.m. I'm sorry. Tickets are $10 for the floor, $7 for the bleachers. Very affordable. Come on. And
also, Matt, don't forget the women's titles on the line too.
Oh, yeah.
Just popped up.
Yes. Ghazi against
Kobe Max.
Kobe Max. So,
we don't know much about her. She come and she just out of the blue, wasn't even part of one of the TV tapings, but she actually rode down with some other wrestlers to one of the shows, and she heard people talking about Ghazi. She's like, I want a shot at that belt, because evidently she's held a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one that she has not held. So Kobe Max made the challenge. Ghazi accepted, and that match has been added for Saturday night.
Well, yeah, I wish her the best of luck. The way Ghazi literally stole that title from Jada Stone has left a bad taste in my mouth since it happened. And so, so good luck to her. I hate to show bias, but, you know, I hadn't been around Ghazi enough to formulate an opinion, good or bad, or the other, but I did see that match, and I just thought it was highway robbery. So we'll see how it goes down.
Yeah, especially after not at like WrestleMania, here comes Bailey wearing a Jada Stone t-shirt, and we could have said, "Oh, look, that's our champion. Thanks, Ghazi."
Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
I know when I saw Bailey with that damn Jada Stone shirt on, I thought, Oh shit. And Bailey even made the comment, yeah, Jada's probably freaking out right now if she's seeing this. And I'm like, yeah, you probably just gave her a damn heart attack. I actually hope she's okay. So as far as I know, Jada is fine. So I hadn't heard anything, about her having been admitted to a hospital or anything. So that was certainly something. But anyway, come on out and join us for Spring Jam. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and we hope to see you Saturday night. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about Premier Auto Detailing. We say hands down the best car cleaning service in town. They can handle commercial jobs for you. They can handle, you know what? If you guys don't stop getting up during these commercial reads, I'm going to have you guys on the panel read these damn spots going forward.
I'll get up quicker.
But anyway, they're good car detail cleaning service. They can do commercial jobs for you. They can do residential jobs. If you just don't like washing your car, if you go out and look at mine and see the amount of pollen on it, you'll know that it ain't seen a water hose in quite some time. You can give them a call. They can help you with that. They can help you with fleet service type stuff. If you got a bunch of trucks or you got a used car lot, something like that, and you don't want to go to the trouble of hiring a new man, you can call them. They can help you out. 336-883-5722. 336-883-5722 for Premier Auto Detailing. Tees Creations Custom Apparel. Oh boy, have they got everything ratcheted up for the summer. They're also the official merchandise purveyors for the AIWF Mid Atlantic. So your wrestling merchandise you can get there. teescreations22.com. You can also get custom shirts made for like a little league ball team, family reunion, church function, whatever you got going on. Tees Creations by Allied Apparel on Facebook, on Tees Creations on TikTok, excuse me. And of course, they're on Shopify. So check them out, teescreations22.com. And remember, it's not just what you see on the website. You can request custom jobs. Just send them a message. They'll hit you back up. So we'd like to thank them for their continued support. Also, we are advertising to anybody that wants in on this. Your small business, your side hustle, whatever you got going on. We're putting the headlock on high advertising prices, $10 a month, and that's 4 reads. So if we take a week off, it don't hurt you none. We're gonna make that up to you. So you're gonna get 4 reads for $10, just like what you just heard. And you guys can check us out there if you need to do a video commercial, and we can help you with that too. It's a little more costly, but still not too bad. Again, I challenge you to find anybody that's selling advertising on wrestling podcasts any cheaper than us. And you might say, well, yeah, that's because you're a small independent in North Carolina. Well, yeah, but we're still way cheaper than anybody else out there. So check us out and give us a holler.
Wouldn't you like to advertise to the people who watches us?
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to
I mean, come on.
We do have a pretty good social media following.
We do.
That's sure. I mean, the YouTube itself, the AI here, I'll give you a real-time update. Rick Diesel, you can go ahead if you want to pull the AIWF Network numbers, we'll read them to you. We don't have anything to hide. We don't hide behind paywalls. And not that there's anything wrong with anybody that wants to do paywalls. And of course, I try to pull up the numbers, and I guess my internet stretched too far, so I'm gonna have to wait for that to load.
We don't have to. I mean, yeah, if you can do the paywall, I mean, good for you. But we've been doing this for 32 years. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. It's time for us to give back.
And by God, you're getting it too, because that AIWF Network, man, they got classic stuff I didn't even remember happening going up on that channel. And of course, AIWF Ringside Wrestling, we're now up to 1,154 subscribers. And for a little tiny independent, man, that's fucking awesome. So thank you guys for that.
The network is at 2,472.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You'd be like, well, that ain't shit. WWE did 6 billion views over WrestleMania weekend. Yeah, because they're a worldwide company.
Yeah, they're worth $8 billion.
Yeah, we operate
over $8 billion.
Give me half that budget. See what happens.
Yeah, we operate out of a small grandstand in Mount Airy. I mean, come on, man. I'm proud of every one of those 1,000 subscribers.
Also, think about it. The network, as far as the YouTube channel, didn't really kick in until a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And think about how many people are on that WWE show that came through us. I mean, there's a significant amount that's coming on there. Yeah.
On the main roster right now, who's remind me, help jog my brain. I mean,
Well, not main roster. I'm talking about NXT. I think NXT is great. So, because Javon
all
Evans,
WWE.
yeah, Javon Evans and Chase. God, why can't I know?
Andre Chase.
Andre Chase. Yes.
Oh, I seen him get a Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah.
Rope. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Jesus.
So WrestleMania happened.
The bravado of that move. So help me.
WrestleMania happened last weekend at the Eagles Nest in Philly. It's always great to see a wrestling match. This popped Jinky real hard right here when Rhea flew her favorite band from Australia into WWE.
Is that her brother?
No,
I thought they were
twin brother. I thought it was her. When they first come on, like, why is she singing? And then she walked up behind him. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, interesting side story. It's come out online, so I don't know how accurate this is. But Becky Lynch was actually fighting strep throat, right, and had a high fever during this match. Rhea Ripley actually had a panic attack, is what they're saying, backstage and flipped out a few minutes before the match, but she got her head straight and came on out there and did that. I don't know how true that is. It's just, it could be internet bullshit. But kudos. Rhea's really young. You got to remember, she's still like 25, 26 years old. She's still a pup. And so, I imagine this opening WrestleMania in the biggest gate, highest attended of all time, could cause a person to get a little choked up,
Oh yeah.
She might have forgot the words to Beautiful People.
And I got choked up with Becky Lynch's intro. It was, reading those quotes from her book were just, so just positive and just builds the, like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. Like, it gives such hope to young girls and young women, who are just like her quotes about, and this night, the title of her book about being average, but not being an average girl. And it's just, I thought it was a great message for young women and young women who are, trying to make their way in this world that used to be mostly male. Still male dominated, but it was much more male dominated 15, 20 years ago than it is now. And it's people like her who made that change. And it's really, really nice to see and hear.
You're seeing it across all sports, though.
I don't like her.
I remember going to Hickory Speedway one time last year. Like, you never see girls driving race cars back in the 90s. And now there's like 4 or 5 of them across all the divisions. It's incredible. Things have changed. Just
to think about that, think about when Danica Miller started. And is it Danica? It was Miller, right?
Patrick.
Why can't I get names right? I tell you, I think something's happened to my brain even worse. But Matt, and I was watching racing back then. When she started racing, it was like they were letting aliens race. You know what I mean? It was just so shocking, and people were just so pissed off about it that
well, I think NASCAR fans were more accepting of her than they were Toyota.
Yeah,
that Toyota thing.
I know my daddy was.
Well, but remember, Danica pulled several years in IndyCar before she came to NASCAR, so everybody was familiar with her.
But just like with my group of people that watched the real southern, middle of nowhere NASCAR people, that were in my group, those guys just thought it was blasphemous for her to be on the. And people always talked about how much she sucked too. So
she was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I almost started watching NASCAR because of her.
Yeah,
but I didn't. But I almost did.
Yeah, Anyway, back to women's wrestling. It sure
But
has.
I would watch the updates just to see where she was at, because I was like, she's got to win something. She got to win something. But I still don't like Becky Lynch.
Well, she said on the poll for the Daytona 500 one time, Stephen Hayes, your friend, was right. But why don't you like Becky Lynch? She's like the best in the world right now.
I don't like her.
Okay, well, you know.
I have my reasons. I just don't
Is
like
it
her.
because she's a redhead? You don't like redheads?
Oh, you can add that to the list if you want to, but I just don't like her.
I
You're
like
not
her.
going to elaborate. You just don't like her as a no.
I just don't like her.
Don't like her wrestling style.
Just like one of these people you see in Walmart wearing a cattail. I just don't like them. I just don't like her.
I understand that.
Okay, let's not.
Sometimes hate doesn't need a reason. But
Right.
is
I have no reason. I just don't like her. She just, if she was rubbing me, she'd be rubbing me the wrong way.
All right.
I like her more now than when she first came on the scene. I feel like she's evolved not only as a wrestler, but like on the mic and her story. I just like her story. I think it's, it's
Is that her story? It's rode around her waist.
it is.
Okay.
And it was on her dress too. I mean, on her tail. It was
I wanted to ask y'all
If
about
if it helps, I like her better than I do the one that's got the male pattern baldness.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get to her because most of the
Maybe.
girls were on the card.
Well, she just went to AEW.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah. Her and Stephen Hayes right now has the same haircut.
I didn't notice.
Mine's mostly natural. I'm just saying.
Well,
Yes.
so's hers. Hers comes about the same place yours does.
Right.
But I do like Becky Lynch more than I do her, if that helps.
Yeah, it helps. Is this some kind of a form of an Indian deathlock? I saw this picture and put it on the slideshow because I wanted to ask. When I saw it happen during the match, I was like, the RCA dog turning his head sideways, like, look,
Right.
That's an interesting looking tie up. It's a submission move, but I don't really know what she's got.
Evidently, it's a hose splitter.
As the condo clutch. You'll forgive my indiness here. Kingston used the finisher when he was in Chikara as a submission, and he had taken it from his original tag team partner who had to retire. So
it's called the condo clutch.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Cheers.
Cool. Thank you. Anyway, Rhea hit this beautiful splash off the top rope. She got a lot of good air on that and ended up winning the match. Of course, WWE ain't going to give you stills of the actual finish because they want you to subscribe to Peacock. So get on that, please.
The funny thing is, I noticed this as a woman, and maybe nobody else did. I find it very interesting how the WWE women on their pay-per-views always have the same makeup look.
They have the same makeup artist.
Well, I'm sure they do, but like it's just they all have very similar colors on their eyes and stuff that night. And I just noticed that. I noticed weird.
And maybe it's TV friendly.
I love it.
You know what's more important to me than Becky Lynch is who was those people that the faces and the big cardboard cutouts that was in the back of the crowd.
I don't know, but I would have murdered those people if I sat behind them. They put those damn heads up every 5 minutes or less. I would have murdered. You know how I hate Hacksaw Jim Duggan because of the flag incidents at Starcade?
Oh yeah,
that's just as bad. Like
Is
they
the
had
one
them
on the
up.
left Travis Kelsey?
I don't think
see.
so.
That's what I was thinking. It's
I
like
think-
Travis Kelsey and
because
Honey Boo Boo.
You could see on the TV that the guy looked like that, and I guess that was his daughter. I mean, it does look like Travis Kelsey, but you could see the guy every once in a while.
I kind of agree with you. I would have punched him in the back of the head if I were behind him.
That's just no excuse for that. I was so happy. I'm always worried because you always got some shithead at wrestling that wants to hold up a sign like Reagan's talking about in front of you. That's just egregious right there. That's too much.
Yeah.
And
I'm okay with the signs. Just don't stand there and hold them forever.
Yeah.
Put them up, put them down, or hold them here.
You put them up when they come out. You can keep them up during the intros, but then put them down during the match. Just like you sit down when the match starts. You stand up when exciting stuff happens. You sit down for the rest of it. people don't have the etiquette of wrestling. I sound like Mark Henry. Can we get, once we get to that point, I'm going to talk about Mark Henry and what he says about ring etiquette.
Well, you just have to remember Japanese people are very, very, very racist. So DIY came out into this.
I thought that was Regeneration X.
It is
Well,
because
it
of our
is.
truth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our truth thinks that's Shawn Michaels and Triple H. So, and that's a long story. But the weird thing about this is the belts were on the SmackDown and the Raw belts were on different hooks. And so but it was chaos. Oh my God.
How did Nicky Falk get in there?
Well, I thought my question was, and Matt, you're just going to have to tell me because I just don't know. They kept saying unified, right? Title, Matt, like
At one time.
unified tag. So just in my parlance, I was like, are they getting them both to make it into one? So that was just confusion on my part for someone who just kind of watches casually, like why they kept calling it because I think Undisputed, I think taking one and putting it together. So
it was an ununification, if you will.
Yes, that's right. Because the Usos unified it several years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why I said
Yeah.
I didn't know. Please explain. So
Usos had unified. Judgment Day had both sets, and then this one was, since the draft is coming up, we get belts back on both shows.
Yeah.
When is that draft?
They're coming up in a few weeks. I don't know exactly when. I'd have to look on their website.
It's always right after WrestleMania. Ain't
Yeah,
it?
man. You get and the draft is great. It's always a big ratings hit for them. And because you're going to get all new matchup possibilities. So it's a lot of fun for the wrestling fans. They end up floating to either show a lot anyway, depending on where they stand up on the card. But when R-Truth did this to Gunther and Charlotte at SmackDown taping, when he did John Cena's You Can't See Me, the crowd was louder than when Cena did it. Because I seen Cena do it in the Spectrum Center to Seth Rollins, and it was louder when R-Truth did it. Probably because he's a hometown boy.
Yeah, he is a Carolina boy.
Yeah.
As much as I appreciated John, truth is more over than John.
Right. Well, yeah, right
it's
now.
right now, yeah.
So A-Town Down Under is the name of this team because of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. And they grabbed the SmackDown title. And the most pleasant surprise of Saturday evening was what's their name?
Awesome Truth.
Yeah, Awesome Truth. The two old guys win the Raw Tag Team title.
Well, the thing about this match is I agree, it was chaos in the beginning. Like it was just utter chaos. But once we kind of got to a little bit before this point, it kind of smoothed itself out, even though Damian Priest didn't realize that the ref was trying to keep him from climbing a broke ladder. Like, you know, it kind of got itself back into watchable, being able to be watchable without all the chaos. So
yeah,
I really enjoyed the end of it.
I'll give them credit, man. With that many people in the match, number one, nobody got their neck broken. That was great. And number two, it didn't descend into some of this just spot after spot after spot that didn't mean anything. AEW. They were able to hold it together pretty good. This was the next one that's a little weird. It seems like anybody of any type of Latino heritage in WWE is mixed up in this feud. Even Dominic has come on to Judgment Day. So this the evil Latino group against the good Latino group, headed up by Rey Mysterio and Andrade. And they had a match. So they were able to capitalize on Rey and Dominic in the same ring again together this year. What was funny about night one of WrestleMania, it was 41 degrees outside.
Yeah, my friends who went said it was really cold. So,
Yeah,
but you know what I really liked? You know what I appreciated about this match is Dominic's homage to kind of like his dad stuff that he would wear in WCW. Because you know, in every Halloween Havoc, he would wear something that looked very similar to like superheroes and things. And I know it wasn't exactly, and they also said it was an homage to La Parka. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks like Rey Mysterio's Halloween Havoc gear. And so I really like that. And that's a deep cut of Rey Mysterio history if you know about his outfits at Halloween Havoc and WCW.
Yep. And
He-
Dominic's been doing that for a while now, though. A lot of the gear he wears is tributes to old Rey Mysterio stuff. So,
I still the Ray on Andrade's shoulders dive spot was the best spot of that match.
Yes, it was.
It was incredible.
they did have a great match. I didn't expect it to be that good or for this to happen.
Oh yeah.
The damn Eagles, Travis Kelce and one of the other ones came in and interfered. And so that was awesome. Travis is retired now, so
Did a pretty good job. I said that to Brian. I was like, usually when they bring in football players or all these, like, not, I'm just thinking historically, it was always a cluster F.
I'd actually seen where Kelsey had spent a little bit of time at CZW dojo getting ready for this, actually learning how to go through everything. So
well, that's good.
Kudos there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know who they were, but I don't watch football, and I don't like Taylor Swift. So let me correct myself.
This will be why she leaves him.
I love
Taylor
Taylor Swift's music and stuff, but I didn't keep up with who her boyfriend's brother was.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my thing. Taylor Swift, is this your future brother-in-law? Think about it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Really long.
This will be why she leaves her.
I would choose him over the other one. He's much cuter, but I like a bearded big man. So,
but I'm not surprised because he was a Philadelphia Eagle, and Rey Mysterio has the Eagles logo on his tights.
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got the wings there, and the bird and the head right there. So, I don't know that many people in this stadium were Eagles season ticket holders. I'm sure there were a few, because there's people like me who are nuts about wrestling and nuts about football. And if I had the means to support a habit like that, if WrestleMania came to Charlotte and the Panthers were any good and we're spending money on, I'm sorry, they're fucking terrible. But if I could support a full-time football seat licensing season ticket thing and WrestleMania came to town, oh yeah. Without a doubt, I'd be, as soon as that announcement was made, I'd be on the line with my salesperson. Hey,
Yeah. Need 4.
Yeah, exactly. Need 4 for WrestleMania, and yeah. Don't put me in those stiff seats on the field. I want to sit up in the stands. But anyway, so good time was had by all. This was the most disappointing match of the whole week.
Yes,
it was,
and it was one of those ones where I was like, it's so obvious everything that's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? And I guess they wanted us to be like, of course, they know each other so well because they're twins and they know, and they all have the same move set and they know each other's move set. And then he sits down and begs him not to hit. I don't know.
They try to go too deep on the story with it instead of just letting them go out there and do their thing.
And too many super kicks. What were they doing? Trying to
have a Young Bucks match.
Exactly.
I do have I have another question.
Oh, he ain't slapping his thigh, is he?
But that's my
question.
So I want to ask Matt, because I don't know. I know that the ring is mic'd, or they're very heavily mic'd around the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't slap their thigh and it still makes that sound. Do you think that's added, or do you think a mic just picks up stuff? This is, like I said, honest question. I just don't know. I just notice it a lot, that it does sound like, even when there's no slapping of thighs or stomachs or arms or anything, like
either that or they're just so fast with it you're not noticing it.
Maybe
coming up with new techniques. But their microphones under the ring, they might, at these sporting events like this, when you've got a lighting rig like that, if you go to see WWE in person, you see these little strings or little ropes hanging down around the lighting rig. Those are all microphones. And so they got everything mic'd, crowd mic'd, ring mic'd.
Keep in mind, look at that camera.
Oh, they do have
the mic on top of that camera.
Oh, they do, don't they?
Also, I hate to pull back the curtain on this, but AC mentioned it in chat before I could. Person taking it making the slap.
Nah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I was just curious because, like, there were times that I was like, I don't know that that would be that lamp. But, like I said, now that I look at all the one thing, though, is that, as
Yeah.
as Steve just said, break the curtain, like, can't call a match in a ring like that.
No.
Oh, John
No.
Cena called it for the back row, though, by God.
So,
Nah, be nice.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I see Randy Savage in the crowd.
Yeah, he was there. Best female referee in the business right now, Daphne LaShawn, right there.
oh, she is fantastic.
Yep, because you never notice it. You don't even realize she's there. God bless her. So keep up the good work, lady. It's given me faith that women can referee men's sports, and so yeah, keep up the good work.
Wow, you're right, man. I didn't know she's already mentioned her.
Yeah, exactly. And now Asuka has gone from
see now this is the crowd I like right here.
Yeah,
this is my crew.
So Asuka has gone from seductive foreign menace to fresh out of the door, fresh out of the door at the Dick's Hospital, mental patient, nut job. I mean, look at her eyes right there. I'm like,
on this season of American Horror Story.
Yeah, that's why I chose this picture. It's just a fucking horrifying. Look at her. I mean, I don't think the Muda or Kabuki or any of those Japanese guys scared me like when I saw this. I'm just like, ooh, talk about your foreign menace. And there's Kairi Sane, who has also managed to change her appearance from pleasant young sailor to probably more evil than Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, she's on another level. There's Dakota.
One of these things doesn't belong.
Well, but here's the thing: Dakota's from Australia. They're all Pacific Islanders. So, I mean,
Bailey was part of that groups. I mean,
she was the part that didn't fit because she's from California.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so they weren't really they're not like the bloodline where they're all, from those certain areas, certain bloodline, stuff like that. So this was a really good entrance. I liked this entrance. I thought it was really,
Trinity's hat is immaculate.
Yeah. And he means Naomi. That's her real name. And she got the Kung Lao from Mortal Kombat look.
Yeah, she does.
Right there. Like she throw that hat and it comes back and cuts your head off. But Justin Flash has just entered the room. Now's just as good a time as any to talk about it. So Mark Henry had some comments about Kairi Sane's behavior, and there's Justin Flash. Everybody,
hey.
Was he in front of a green screen?
No, he's blurred the background. He looks like he's outside somewhere. I told you he's probably at a ball field or somewhere.
Probably at a ball
he's
field.
getting ready to go save a town in an old spaghetti western.
Yeah.
I'm on my back porch.
Oh, okay.
Got done grilling.
Got his kid drinking a beer. I mean, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Danville.
Welcome back to the 1980s.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Pop, I got this.
All right. So, what did Mark Henry say about? All right, what did Kairi Sane do that pissed off Mark Henry?
So Mark Henry said
didn't clear the ring fast enough.
Well, there's more nuances to it than that.
Yeah.
So he was saying that he did say that he's from a different era, and that but because she was in the ring and didn't leave the ring during the entrances of these three, that she was being very disrespectful, and that everybody he always knew, when somebody comes to the ring, you get out. When he wrestled the Undertaker, he would get out of the ring so the Undertaker could do his his thing, and when he wrestled Kane, he would get out of the ring so Kane could do his thing with the fire. He just kept going on and on and on about this stuff, that how disrespectful it was. And then I'm thinking, has he lost his mind about the business? I mean, she's a heel. I mean, and everything they did for that entrance was pure heel. And I was just like, and then I started thinking, does everybody leave the ring when the other person comes in?
No.
No. That, that and the Undertaker and Kane, that's a special circumstance.
Yes.
There's going to be fire, and you don't want to be in that ring during their while they're doing their entrance. But yeah,
Okay.
there are special circumstances where you need to clear the ring. They didn't have this special entrance to where the ring needed to be emptied. So I don't know.
Come on, Mark Henry. Stop giving people more and more ammunition to talk crap about the business.
Well, and
you know what I'm saying? And how it don't look real.
You'll back me up on this, and I'm pretty sure you will too, Brian. I mean, we were all heels. Did you ever clear the ring if you weren't quote unquote supposed to be afraid of a baby face?
No.
Right.
Yeah. Bigger threat, whatever. No, you stood your ground.
Now, if a baby face hit the ring hard, remember how TX used to do it? He hit that ring and he was like a psycho. You got out there just to keep everything. You know what I'm saying? Just go, whoa.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would leave then, but if they're just making a normal entrance,
nope.
Then no, you stay in the ring.
And think about all the heels that do that thing, because they were doing that also. Mark Henry didn't mean, like, or was that the other match? But anyway, where they're dancing and singing to but you see that all the time where a heel stays in the ring and kind of mocks the baby face that comes in and mocks them. And sometimes it's just. And then I don't watch enough AEW to make a comment on this, but I'm gonna say I would be, because he works for AEW, I would be curious to look back and watch some videos to see if everybody leaves the ring when people come in AEW, because he works for them now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know, and then I'm like, you delivered a hand on WWE, and the other thing is, do you think as produced as WWE is, that wasn't part of the production?
Well, and plus they're the bad guys. They're not supposed to have respect for their opponents.
They don't.
Idiot.
Yeah, that's kind of been their whole thing, is they don't have any respect for anybody. They're hateful bitches. I mean, they're approaching Cersei Lannister levels of hatred. And
God.
And besides, just put yourself in Kairi Sane's shoes. And look, I'm not going to paint with a broad brush, but if you've ever been around Japanese people, they conduct themselves in a certain way. Now, Bianca Belair is going to probably get on the nerves of any normal Japanese person, because she's very flamboyant, bouncing to the ring, that type of shit, right? And then here comes Jade Cargill, who's even bigger and more flamboyant. Oh, we like Naomi. She's nice. She's real friendly. Florida girl, knows how to treat people. But these other two, God almighty.
Well, and
why wouldn't you want to square up against a bitch like that if you don't like her? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, and it's just, it's one of those things. It's like, how I always make the joke about Vern Gagne and the Dennis Condry's kerchief. It's like that. It's like, Mark Henry, you've been in the business long enough to know when something is part of the show. And I guess he's just trying to make himself relevant.
Yes, that's what it is. He says something about every 3 or 4 months, set your watch to it, that gets a lot of attention from the wrestling media. And then he goes back to Friday night on AEW where nobody sees him. And so, and I have nothing against Mark, but congratulations to Naomi for getting a big win over Tiffany Stratton on SmackDown Friday night. Good God almighty, what a fight that was. If you hadn't seen it, man, that's a couple of big girls laying some big shoe leather in there, baby.
I don't know. It's just when people come up and start rattling off bull crap like that, it pisses me off, because that gives the business, it takes more credibility away from the business than anything any of them girls could have done in that ring.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes out there and goes, "Oh, well, she should have got out of the ring. That's disrespectful." Shut up. Jesus Christ, you buffoon.
It just seems like such an odd thing to get mad about. Yeah. Out of all the things you could get mad about, it just, Like that's just the one thing that just infuriated him. It's like,
And
Yeah.
the other thing, it ain't your company no more. Don't
Mm-mm.
comment on it.
Yeah, stay
I
over
mean,
there, stay over there
yeah.
Friday night and say. And I got a lot of respect for Mark Terry. I thought he
Mhm.
was great,
Mhm.
but that was just some stupid shit to get some attention. Here was the
Yes.
match that I thought was
Best.
the upset of the fucking century.
Gorilla arms,
Best
baby.
match
Yep.
of the whole weekend. This match had me like it actually had me, because I think by this time you were asleep.
mhm.
I was like jumping up in the bed. I was like this. I was like, and I kind of knew what it was going to the outcome, but it was one of those ones like, even though I figured out what it was such good storytelling and such good wrestling and such good, just everything about it was done so well that it really, to me, was the best match of the whole weekend.
Did anybody
I
get all
agree
the?
with every word. This was my favorite match of Mania.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you? Anybody else pick up on all the Rocky movie references during the
Oh,
build
yeah.
up and after the match?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Sammy's even got the "Yo, I did it" shirt now.
yeah, with his wife's name on it, which I think
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
But I said it before Sammy ever came up. I'll say it now again, especially after this match. Sami Zayn is the best pure salesman since Ricky Morton.
Oh,
Pure.
have you seen
I-
Dragunov on NXT yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm going to when Sammy was Generico and everything had to be body language without the facial expression. But Sammy now without that is really true to me, the best pure salesman since Punky.
And
like-
it's just
Like
Like,
photos like
just-
this where you can see their face moving.
Mhm.
From the shop. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it was he knew how to take the beating in a way that would, I mean, I don't know. It was just, you felt so much emotion for him during that whole match. And just when he won, I was excited. Like,
I promise if he would have gave a Ricky Morton help me at some point during that match, people would have came over the barricade.
Probably. Yeah.
Well, I just hope now that he's a champion, he can afford some new tights so we don't have to wear them sweatpants in the ring no more.
oh God, shut up.
I mean, even when his wife came to his big pay-per-view main event last year, she was just wearing a plain white T-shirt when they had the one in Montreal, and
He's a working man's champion.
That's right.
That's right.
They don't seem like the type of people that want to spend money at all. So
Yeah, she was very just, looked like a person. You know what I mean? Like, not that but like a lot of wrestlers have beautiful wives and have left their plain wives for the beautiful women and and
Yeah,
it
they
was nice
just
to
ain't
see
showing
an
out.
average Joe. It's like, it's almost like an average Joe type of thing. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it
He's
was
a common man.
yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyway, so congratulations, Sami Zayn. We'll see how long he can hold on to the title. Nick Aldis and
I say they had the NWA represented.
Twice over.
Like,
Yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful shot of the pyro going up when they made the announcement. I love seeing a building full of wrestling fans, even the normal size arenas. When they did Raw and SmackDown this week, they didn't have the big Titantron. They just had the
I love
LED
the smaller
boards.
set.
Yes,
I
and
love the smaller set.
more of that is coming, according to an article that I read.
well,
this
I don't know
weekend.
how much smaller, like, my friend who went, like, that stage was prohibitively tall, like, for the entranceway for some people.
That one, yeah.
Yeah,
For
this
that
one. We're
yeah.
talking about regular Raw and
Oh,
SmackDown.
okay, sorry. I was talking about this one. Like, it was much taller than she thought it would be and that I thought it would be. So it was.
Speaking of Reagan, her son's reaction to the Cody match.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
I ain't gonna lie, I cried.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
It was
we ain't got there
fantastic.
yet. Hang on, guys. We ain't got there yet.
Yeah,
We're still on night one.
Well, if you don't
I'm
know
just
2
talking
weeks
about the
in,
kid.
Yeah.
if you don't know 2 weeks in, then you're in a rock under a
Well,
rock.
it was just last week. Last week was WrestleMania.
Was
Yeah,
it?
ain't been but a week.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I tell you, I told Matt.
BTE.
Okay, so I want to talk about this entrance.
That was awesome. The fire.
It was that
Yes.
I love that. And people piss and moan about that belt. Like, who gives a fuck? Get over it.
Ted
Like,
DiBiase had $1 million belt.
That's right.
know.
That's
Right.
right.
That's
I
exactly
love it.
right.
It is such a sleazy thing to do. Oh yeah, Muhammad Ali's family had this commission for me. Oh really, Rock? Well, why is there a big old WWE logo?
Yeah, I
on it?
know. But like you said, like Rick says, $1 Million Man had a belt. I mean, and it just because this is what it does. It plays on what a big ego he has.
Yeah.
It plays right into that. So, but this
Hack
match
Rider
is
Internet
fantastic
Champ.
too.
This match went 40 minutes according to
Hey,
Cornette.
Reagan, you think
It seemed
Tim
like-
can carry a camera like that?
No.
Maybe if I forced him. If I asked nicely,
That
maybe.
wraps around his whole body.
No, he'd get tired and have to put that down. Well, I don't know if he got the one with the brace.
Yeah, and then they
them
are on
things supposed
hydraulics,
to be
right?
Very comfortable,
Yeah.
Like they're floaty.
balanced,
Mhm.
well balanced.
So a great tag team match here. It
Mhm.
did go mighty long, and the fans were freezing to death. But Rock was like, "Fuck it, we're gonna give them their money's worth." All four of them did. This has been this was one of my favorite tag team matches. I'm not gonna my top favorite tag team match of all time: Starrcade '86, Rock and Roll versus Andersons in the cage. That's my favorite.
Right.
And that's been that way for many years. But this was damn close.
Yeah.
This was damn close. I
Considering-
really enjoyed it.
Considering this is a tag team that's not a tag team. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Matt,
Exactly.
like, with that, Ricky, like that was a tag team. That was people that had been together for years and years and years. And then you have this for both of them, both sides, like just coming together for this WrestleMania. Like, yeah, it worked very well.
Yeah, and it was a WrestleMania tag team match. Like Piper and Orndorff in the first one, they weren't a regular tag team, and sure as hell Hogan and Mr. T weren't. So it's a WrestleMania tag team match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was
I just want to thank the Rock for wearing actual wrestling boots that have actual wrestling soles on them and not heels.
yeah, because he wears those lifts when he's doing
Yeah.
regular TV appearances. Yeah. Well, they've taught him a lot of
Neoprene, baby. Neoprene.
Is that what they're called?
That's neoprene soles.
Oh, okay.
They used to wouldn't let you in a wrestling ring without them.
Really?
I'm glad times have changed.
But anyway, Roman and Rock get the win on night one. Let's tell you about it's warming up, everybody. Everything's starting to grow. Got to get that grass cut. Got to reach out. Lord, I'm having a brain fart here. Somebody jump in and help me. My brain just stops working. Branch management. Thank you. Thanks for everybody not leaving me.
You're welcome.
And they
Yeah.
won't kill your plastic geese.
Will not kill your plastic. That's always a good thing. Branch management also got stuff
Oh,
throwing in your
man.
greenhouse with that hanging plants. So yeah, they got you covered, man. Reach out to branch management to help decorate, make your lawn and area around your house look a lot better. They can help you out with that at affordable prices. They can take care of your lawn for you. Basically any type of yard work, general contracting, gutter cleaning. If you got, you got a bunch of dogwood blooms stuck in the gutter, call them 336-648-2487. That's in the Mount Airy area. 336-648-2487. I almost gave out a number to a movie theater in Martinsville. What in the world is going on today? Okay. And of course, a reminder, this slide's not completely accurate. It shows us on Apple and Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're no longer there. All of our programming is on YouTube, AIWF Network, and right here on AIWF Ringside Wrestling. And of course, our most delicious sponsor, last but not least, Tease Treats. Great pizza, delicious dogs, and decadent desserts, and now featuring mini donuts available for any event. And they've also got these chocolate-covered bandanas right here. Check this out. I always like to mispronounce banana as bandana. It's from an old David Copperfield joke that made a magic trick go incredibly wrong, but very hilarious. But
I
yeah,
just think when I think bandanas, I thought you were talking about Rock and Roll Express. And I was like, what does this got to do with Rock and Roll Express?
nope, it's David Copperfield for me. But yeah, plain rainbow sprinkles and peanuts. I don't know. I'm torn whether I should try the sprinkles or the peanuts this weekend. I guess I could, do both. But
And then then you can just make you could make a video for it and try them out and give your opinion on which one's the best.
2 bananas, 1 mat.
We're getting a new shipment of all of it in tomorrow, so it will be restocked this weekend.
all right, so chocolate bananas, come and get them. All that stuff. My favorite's the hot dog. Reagan likes the chicken tenders.
I like the chili cheese corn dog.
Yeah, Justin Flash
You
likes
would.
it. And
I know Justin Flash was very sad when that corn dog left.
Oh man, I was
Last
ecstatic when I
year.
heard it came back.
I'm a fat kid. I'm just going to go and say I'll like it all, and I'll probably spend way too much money this weekend. So
well,
Here, here.
y'all are welcome.
Well, again, if everything goes good, there's going to be a big tease treat announcement coming soon.
Right on.
excellent. And a reminder,
I might get Seth Burns to do it.
we're doing all this hullabaloo this weekend is because it's Spring Jam again, coming at you Saturday night, 7 p.m. bell time at Veterans Park. Tickets $10, $6 general admission. We've already ran down the card for you, but we'll do it again real quick for you. Joe Harrison takes on Marvelous Mason Matthews. No comparison, Joe Harrison against Marvelous one Mason Matthews. Mickey Fulp goes up defending the AIWF Mid Atlantic Television Championship against Ty Tyson in a weapons match. Justin Flash defends the AIWF Mid Atlantic Heavyweight Championship against Dangerous E. Corey Edsel. Also on the card, Ghazi is defending the women's champion, the Mid Atlantic women's title against what's her name again?
Obi Max.
And there was one other one that I didn't get the
Kevin
slot of it.
Phoenix against Aaron Wilson.
And that's for the world television title.
Yes.
So, yeah, so a lot of big title matches coming up this weekend. Be sure you join us out at the park. All right, so it was time for night 2 of WrestleMania. And this looked very similar to King Aegon's coronation on the last episode of House of the Dragon, I thought. So it was pretty cool visual. They played Roddy Piper's entrance music at the beginning of this. Then before the announcers even got to introduce themselves, CM Punk said, "What, this is blasphemous," or something like that. And so, but anyway, cool entrances. I don't really know.
I love this entrance. I love Seth Rollins right now. Well, he's gone. I won't say.
Mardi Gras Seth.
Yeah. Well, I just like this.
It's
I like
flamboyancy.
Yes, thank you. I like that. I think it's good to bring that kind of thing into the mainstream, and I really enjoy
Are you
it.
going to be okay when he breaks out the voodoo dolls and starts sticking pins in them?
Well, yeah, that's the thing that looked like New Orleans, but they were saying this was an exclusive Philly thing, like the Mummers.
The Mummers. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm all in favor of voodoo dolls as long as we get Papa Shango back.
I think he's working out at a casino in Vegas right now. So
that works.
you can get him though. Yeah, so very interesting entrance. Drew McIntyre finally getting his hands on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins really didn't have a chance in this. He was all beat up from the match the night before.
That in fact he's
Let
wearing.
me tell you why I like Drew McIntyre now. He does TikToks with his kitty cat. So now I'm a huge Drew McIntyre fan.
Is Rollins wearing roofs?
Could be.
Wearing what?
Roofs.
Maybe.
Certainly, they sure as hell ain't wrestling.
No, there are no tread on those shoes. They're wrestling shoes.
God almighty, are you George South tonight, Rick Diesel? Good Lord.
Shoes for your feet, pockets for your stuff. Come on now.
And currently defunct.
I would like to note, I love how they started this match. It was night 2, opening match. Soon as the bell rings, he hits him with that kick. I got on the edge of my seat right off the bat, like, oh no, I know he didn't just beat him in 5 seconds. And when he kicked out, I was hooked.
Oh yeah,
Just the way they started that, I was reeled in right off the bat.
100% with you, Flash.
Yeah, because I even thought, I was like, maybe he's so injured
Yes.
that the
And I
match
think that's
has
why I
to.
bought into it so quickly. I was like, oh no, this is happening.
Mhm. Yeah, they really hooked me in with that. Yeah.
So anyway, they went back and forth. Drew McIntyre eventually won.
I will say I love this match, but I don't know if if I was hated it because I'm a mark, or if I honest to God hated it. It's one of those things.
What? This match was great.
Loved it.
No, I'm not
it.
talking about the match. I'm talking about
Oh.
what we're getting ready to discuss.
Bisexual Undertaker?
I don't like that. He doesn't like it. He says it doesn't make any sense. And
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
I feel like
It doesn't.
I kind of feel like it's like a dig on being LGBTQ, so it bothers me a little bit.
I feel like Undertaker wouldn't never have to pay for it.
I don't know what the fuck.
Good point.
That's a good way to play it. I like that one.
I don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about.
I got a thumbs up for Reagan. That's happened so frequently.
He'll be here all week, folks. Tips, waitresses, and bartenders.
So let's remember what has led up to this moment. Drew McIntyre hurt CM Punk at the Royal Rumble. He came out in the promo after the Royal Rumble while CM Punk was telling the fans he was going to be injured, going to miss WrestleMania, and told CM Punk, I hadn't been a man of faith, but I prayed for this to happen, which made my blood run cold that night. And I was just like, damn, that's deep. And he has mocked and taunted CM Punk on social media for months now. And then he gets in his face, holds the world title, and has his balls this far away from him. You know, he's squatting on that table and his balls are this far, you know, thank God the belt was there, some sort of, you know, shield. Yeah. But
no pun.
Yeah, and so CM Punk had just finally just said fuck it and swept his legs out from under him and commenced.
Get him a body bag.
Yeah, sweep the leg.
That's a great shot. Belt's in perfect position and everything.
And I love it. Look, if you ever want to see the still photos from WWE, you go to WWE.com/photos. They put them up after every TV taping, and they are fantastic.
I've checked them out a few times. They are awesome.
I feel like they probably have those fast shutter cameras.
Oh,
and then they just picked the best one out of the 20 they took when this happened, right?
Yeah, I think that's what they do too. Because anytime you'll see somebody with one of those cameras, you'll hear it, you know, just going. So, but yeah, so then Damian Priest, who I hadn't thought about since the ladder match the night before. Oh yeah, that's right. He is Mr. Money in the Bank. 1, 2, 3, new world champion. 2 title changes in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't know if I was mad because I'm a mark or if I was just mad because I didn't like it. Like, that's my thing. I don't know. I was pretty pissed about it. I was pretty pissed.
I tell you, over the years, people cashing in the Money in the Bank has pissed me off consistently over and over again. It's very good because when it happens, you're just like, son of a bitch, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, Reagan, I know what it is. You didn't get any pictures of the belt with the cats.
Yeah, I know. If Damian Priest had come out there with some kitty cats, then I'd be a Damian Priest. But you know what? This is going to sound weird. Damian Priest, and I didn't know this. I knew it about Gunther, but not him. Like, he's got himself into really good fucking shape over the past few years. Yeah. So he's really transformed himself from his beginnings, which I was impressed with. So.
Saying he was a fat boy when he started out?
No, that's not what I said. I said he got himself into shape. He could have been a skinny little guy too. So you make your assumptions.
Punishment Martinez was healthy. Damian Priest is jacked.
I don't.
One Bill Phil with his right. It looks like it says Piper. Maybe he's got some Roddy Piper white socks.
He probably does.
Yeah. So,
and this is what I can't stand. He's wearing white socks. Why is he wearing white socks?
Matches his shirt.
No, you don't match it. It's just, it looks
terrible. Don't wear white socks with a suit.
No, you don't. You would
didn't have any black socks that said Piper.
Yeah.
I would like to know if they do say Piper.
Yeah.
They could say Perry. They could say Perry Ellis.
Yeah, I actually think he admitted he was wearing his Roddy Piper socks for the show.
Oh, okay. So
Oh.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that.
yeah.
Nah, I guess I'll give him a.
Give him a pass.
Kind of pass. Kind of pass.
I still don't like white socks. I don't like
just-
black socks either, but
I think it would have been best if he'd eat what would really look good if he's eat that candy bracelet he's wearing.
But anyway, so Judgment Day locks in another title. My wife told me the night before, she's like, I think the Judgment Day is done. And then 20 minutes into night 2, no, not going anywhere. So good for them. Snoop Doggy Dogg came out and did commentary.
oh Lord.
For the
He's so
next
old.
and he's pushing a new gin and juice, some type of gimmick that they'll be
And
selling.
it's not gin.
He was the best part of this match.
Nah, he was. It's a wine. It's his drink has less liquor in it than some wines,
Well, yeah.
which I think is funny, just because he calls it gin and juice. I know because of the drink, but the song, but just I was shocked at the low level of alcohol in it.
So we got to see Bubba Ray Dudley make his return in Philadelphia, which was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Second best part of the match.
Yeah. Also, Paul Ellering with this gang of misfits.
There are a lot of valet. Well, I don't.
and
Does
then-
do either one of those girls wrestle?
Well, they got into a fight, but I've
Well, I
never
mean,
seen
like,
them
but
wrestle.
are they wrestlers or are they valets?
What is this? Black versus green?
I was just curious because, like, the
More Eagles.
AIWO, they have a woman,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the group with that, like, the other Hispanic girl. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, are they wrestlers or are they valets?
So Zelina Vega with the LWO is
She's talking
Scarlet.
about Scarlet.
Yeah, Scarlet. No, Scarlet's straight up valet.
That's right. Yeah.
And then I'm not sure about the lady with Lashley and them.
B-Fab.
I just noticed
not sure.
it was kind of like the 90s with lots of women in their little factions there.
Well, WWE's always been big on eye candy, you know.
Mm.
I would, yeah.
And just cause Vince gone, don't mean they ain't the eye candy ain't gonna still be there. It's just nobody's eating it.
Well, anyway, I felt so bad. Like I did not care about this match. And
I did not
No.
either. I have never
And
cared about Bobby Lashley.
and I'm a fan of all these people, but they're just like not doing anything for me right now. So
I really
Carrying
want to
across
see
Death
more
Spot.
out of Montez Ford. I wish they
Yes.
would do Montez Ford if he could get a singles run for longer than what they did a year or two ago with him, where he had a few singles matches. He's got so much potential and talent that just isn't being exposed like it should be.
man, yeah. Do you remember when he crawled up to the top of the elimination chamber and
Yes.
it like Spider-Man his way up there and then dropped
Yes.
on all those guys? That was incredible.
That was so
Dude.
awesome.
You give me Montez and Trick, that would just be the match.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder if the people in the crowd at NXT and now WWE, when they start chanting "whoop that trick," do they know what they're saying?
Probably not. Just
Half
it's
of
just
them.
like they say "Make It Rain" on QVC, and I'm like, ugh. So
When I heard people when that Little John song came out and I heard like regular people going tall skeet skeet skeet, and I'm like, oh no,
No.
no,
No.
you know,
oh Lord, I just put that song on my.
I wonder how long it took him to put that poor girl's shoulders back in socket.
But it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
I wonder if they knew that the crowd was going to be kind of with this, and that's why they had Bubba Ray and Snoop.
Yeah,
Well, that and where the match was positioned on the card.
Was it 2? Was
Yep.
it a throwaway?
Yep,
It was 2.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Trying to get your beer.
it was 2.
Make
Yeah,
sure you
it was
made
a
it.
throwaway.
All right, so
Just
LA, we'll move on. Reagan, you got something else you want to say?
no,
about
it's
that
going
last
to talk
match?
about LA Knight.
All right, so LA Knight, when he's got this look in his eye, man, he's determined. He's got a hell of a look when he walks to the ring, like very focused, very into it. I found his song on Apple Music, and it's just as annoying as it sounds in the arena when you listen to it. I still think it's great though, because the way it starts off, that robot LA, and then the music hits it. When we were at SmackDown in Charlotte, boom, roof went off the Spectrum Center. I mean,
It's got a great 80s hip hop vibe to it.
yeah, it's a perfect wrestling entrance song, man. It really does.
It is
But-
good.
but then he had that look of grit and determination, and he walked over and gave away to the car. And so I think Corey Graves made a joke that he hopes that look of determination was not for the car giveaway, and he hoped he could save some of it for the match. Which I thought was great. Corey Graves is comedy gold, and then AJ
Was it a Slim Jim car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a Camaro, I think.
Okay, who won it? That woman?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she knew that was coming. Just look around her.
I'm sure they had to fill out the paperwork.
Well,
I think that was just the presentation.
Yeah, they
already knew she won.
Yeah, they had already announced who the winner was. They said her name like during the pre-show who had won it, and so
That look on her face is, I got to pay taxes on that.
No, that thing was on Marketplace the next day.
Oh yeah, I bet you can find it. Yeah, I guarantee you, if anybody wants to do a Google search while we're and see if you can find that car for sale.
Man,
But anyway, here comes AJ dressed all in black.
The theme song sucks.
with his mom's hair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think is funny about this? This is TNA on WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Like
It
these
is.
are TNA Impact guys that kind of, I think with LA,
Made it.
he was pretty. I mean, he got belts and everything in Impact and stuff. But it's so awesome to see guys who started like that end up on the biggest stage in the industry. Because LA Knight, he's been going. I mean, he's been around a long time, and he went through and did what he was supposed to do, and I liked it. I was glad to see two guys.
It just goes to even more prove that TNA, NWA, to some extent, at some point, even AEW will become. They're just breeding grounds. They're just damn breeding grounds for developmental territories for WWE.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the way college of high school football is for the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while they're going to snag somebody that WWE overlooked, and they're going to showcase, they're going to show out, and WWE's going to notice them, and they'll get them eventually.
The only thing about this match is I wasn't quite sure who was the heel and who was the baby going through it, because LA Knight's supposed to be the heel, right?
No,
but he's way over.
What the hell, Reagan? How long?
No, I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
LA Knight gave away a car.
I know,
to a
but
fan,
everybody.
and AJ's dressed in black from head to toe.
Well, technically, so did Bad Boy Buck at one time.
But
Who's
this
the
is
heel?
why. But let me tell you why. Because LA Knight acts like a heel. He acts like a heel.
He does have a smart
Reagan.
mouth.
Yeah, Reagan,
and I'm just saying, like, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Think more Austin Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Anti-hero.
Okay. Like I said, I'm a casual watcher.
No,
I've never
you're
admitted that I would know, and that's why
I got you.
Yeah.
I got
Well,
you.
one of the things that started the feud to work up to this match was AJ came in with a chair at the Elimination Chamber and caused LA Knight from winning the Elimination Chamber match. Why he's not fighting for the title.
They said AJ Styles in that instant committed the most petty move in all wrestling history by flying halfway around the world. What a 20-hour flight to go in there and screw LA Knight, and then got in the plane and came back home.
But I did like the footage of him going to AJ Styles' house and getting arrested. That's very old school right there. That's like going to the gas station and attacking.
That was some AIWF stuff.
Yeah. It gave me flashbacks to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman.
Oh yeah.
Randy and Triple H.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's not some product placement.
Yeah. Okay, but like I said earlier, and I think I proved it, it had no effect on me whatsoever. So
it did me. That's the first thing I noticed when the page flipped.
He's being facetious.
Yeah.
Or he's making a joke.
Love that entrance.
What a counter.
Yeah, this entrance was fantastic.
I thought Kevin was going to kill Randy.
I did too. There were a few
Randy thought he was going to kill him.
He drove down that aisle really fast. He was like,
you can see Randy saying, "Slow down, slow down."
At one part, Randy Orton's foot kind of slipped, and I was like, "Holy!" And it was funny, but
Stephen Hayes could probably attest to this. Once a golf cart gets going down an incline,
Yeah,
you
you can't
can't
stop
just hit the brake.
it. No.
If he'd have hit the brake, Randy Orton wouldn't have stopped until he hit the announcer's table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or would it have slung him through like that time he hit the ring and slid
Would've-
all the way through?
Yeah,
It-
that's exactly what it. Because
It would have looked like what's his face sliding in under the ring on the battle royal in Saudi.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh
that's what it.
yeah.
Because
oh, that was
you gotta-
embarrassing.
once you get a golf cart going so fast,
Yeah. No.
golf carts you got to ease that brake, or that thing will just
Yeah, stop on a
stop
dime.
like that.
You know what was funny about this match was I normally don't. Yeah, I've kind of been vocal about it. I normally don't like three-way matches anymore. Like it ran its course for me in the late '90s, early
hate 'em.
2000s. But they did this one good. Even Cornette said this
Yes.
was good, and he
Yes.
hates three-way matches. But they bounced Logan Paul around. I love this guy. Look at that face. And
I think the greatest statement right before Randy and Kevin started fighting is, we gonna do this now?
mhm.
Well, they're double teaming Logan for 5 minutes, and then finally, all right, we gonna do this? Bam.
Did you think that Randy Orton was a little rough with the prime bottle? Not that he didn't have
the
it
thing
coming, but
Dude, I loved it. Sparta kick 101, just corner
I
to
don't know,
corner.
but I just knew that, it was very obvious about that. I did wonder though if it was going to be his brother to hype up his his boxing match with Mike Tyson, but yeah, ended up being
Jake Paul's busy filling out his will right now for that fight.
When is that?
it's going to be a shit show.
it is going to be a shit show. They
When
already
is it?
when is it?
Uh,
I don't know.
June, May or
Yeah,
June.
nobody knows when it is. It's like they keep talking about this big fight between Paul and Tyson, but nobody knows when it is.
Well, I do know that they're trying to change a bunch of like rules to do it now.
Yeah, 2-minute rounds.
yeah.
Lighter gloves.
It's probably because he saw the training Mike Tyson was doing.
Save Jake Paul's life. Yeah.
Yes. It's just it's reminiscent of when WWE did the boxing with Bart Gunn and Butterbean and
Brawl for all.
yeah, and who was the one, because Bart Gunn ended up beating whoever they thought was going to win.
Dr. Death.
Yeah, and then he got hit. He got destroyed.
Butterbean
Yeah.
made him go nappy time. Yeah, and so just like he
I'm
did
so-
Johnny Knoxville a couple of years later in the
Oh,
Jackass.
yeah. Busted his skull open. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love that Johnny Knoxville comes to, and the EMTs are working with him, and the first thing he says is Butterbean okay? You got it.
That was
Comedy
comedy
gold.
gold.
Yeah.
And this, he was just like, it was great.
But Logan
I don't-
Paul ended up winning with a beautiful frog splash off the top rope.
Yes.
He looked like he almost could have touched one of the lighting rigs above the ring, man. He got up so high. It was incredible. So good job on a three-way match, man. I really enjoyed that one. It hadn't been like since years ago when the Shield had their three-way matches. I like those. All right, it was time for Bailey and Io Sky. This was Bailey's moment of truth. She had George Kittle in the front row from the 49ers for good luck. And her used to be best friend and now arch nemesis Io Sky. What do they call her? The
Princess? No,
something of the sky. But anyway,
the Princess of the Sky. Yeah.
yeah, she runs the sky. So if you're gonna fly an airplane, you got to call Io.
Right.
Her good match between her and Bailey. Io is far and away one of the best girls on the card. Bailey has slowed down over the years, but she's still awesome. She's just, Bailey came on the scene, 10 years ago? And she's been burning the roads up ever since then. So, but she did great. They had a hell of a match. Io even cowardly tried to apologize to her for turning on her, but Bailey would not be denied. Here's Bailey's Macho Man elbow tribute. Love that. I don't know if she hit her with the Bailey to belly. She beat her with something
Twice.
She hit it twice. But
Twice.
well, what did she use to beat her with? They were
Uh,
calling out, and that it was a new move she was using.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the I lost that one, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah. So, but anyway, maybe Bailey will tell us in an interview what that new move is called. But Bailey finally gets her WrestleMania moment. She has won a world championship at WrestleMania. She beat Io. And so congratulations to Bailey. Always one of the favorites in the Carter household for many years now. So it was good to see her get that win. And then next was the big one. That was what everybody was waiting for.
Oh my God, it's Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Dr.
Man.
Bill told me when Cody Rhodes came out at the Raw taping he went to in Raleigh several months ago, it was like the second coming of Christ. The crowd was so loud. So they both had really cool entrances. I like Roman.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
That about the Roman Reigns. It made me tear up because my child plays viola, and he has made honors orchestra before, and the fact that his entrance was those like in Philadelphia's their all city orchestra for I don't remember if it was middle school or high school, I just don't remember, but the fact that they were on there on that big stage and they kept their composure and played beautiful music it was emotionally charged. I think not only was that, it just really played to how important this match is, and it was beautiful. And it sounds weird to say that Roman Reigns' entrance was beautiful, but it amazed me.
I'm impressed by his cayenne pepper necklace.
Yeah, I've always thought that too. The lay the lay that Sika gave him. Yeah, I've always thought it looked like peppers too.
Was it not peppers?
It's supposed to be some kind of flour or something.
Okay.
But anyway, it was a really cool entrance, and I was just thinking, I bet you those kids have set up on this stage because they set the stage up about a week early. I bet you they did some rehearsals because you're right, Reagan. They kept their composure. And I honestly thought Roman came and started walking to the ring a little earlier than he normally does. But Roman is the king of the long, cool entrance these days. He's taking the place of the Undertaker with that. And him and Cody, the match was just as good or better than last year. I got no beef with it one way or the other, no complaints. It was well laid out. They didn't start.
That move sucks. It don't beat nobody.
It looks. I like the look of it though.
No, Roman making the statement after Cody kicked
Oh,
out.
is that what he said?
Yeah,
that
move sucks.
This was of the fact that their match was not so great. I did enjoy this moment. I enjoyed the moment, of him. I enjoyed this interaction between the two. Like this had a lot more feeling behind it than I think their match did.
I agree.
I thought the same thing.
And when they showed the replay of this, they were using one of those drones or one of those crane cams when they showed the replay. But if you look when it originally happens, that's a long way down.
It is.
Yeah.
That was
what Reagan was talking about earlier about how tall that stage is.
Yeah, that was a long way down. I was just like, wow, okay. Hope nobody.
I will honestly say this was the best quote unquote smoke and mirrors part of a match I've seen in forever.
Oh yeah. And they said the crowd just was deafening every time somebody new came out.
Okay, I'm going to say right now, I have never liked John Cena in my life. Ever. Ever. I've never liked his wrestling. I've never liked his gimmick. Nothing. When his music hit, I thought I was gonna wake Brian up. And I was like, I was marking out so hard when his music hit that I literally jumped up on the bed and was like, never in my life, ever has that ever happened. So it was fantastic.
Well, anyway, The Rock came down. It just kept one hit right after the other, and then the Undertaker showed up.
Yeah, oh my God, that almost made me cry too.
Yeah,
it was really emotional during WrestleMania.
Yeah, Undertaker choke slams The Rock, and Roman Reigns picks up the chair.
I'm gonna tell you too. This was really good. the entrance of this lasted so long that I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I thought for just a second, is Dean Ambrose going to show up?
I think everybody was thinking that.
I thought it. I will not. I don't mind admitting it. I thought it, but Roman picks up the chair. He's got Seth in the Shield gear, which obviously gives him PTSD, right? And he takes
Seth did the same thing to him, right?
Yes, and so Seth, so he takes the chance. He does not pay attention to Cody. He whacks Seth Rollins with the chair, and it cost him the match.
Well, coming into Mania, going into the tag match, Seth told Cody about 3 or 4 weeks ago he would be his Shield.
Yep.
And that was the moment where he lived up to his word.
Took the exact same bump Roman took when Seth hit him.
Yes.
Neck on the rope and all.
Yep.
And him coming in there, Roman was deciding whether or not to take the chair shot to Cody or the chair shot to Seth. And like you said, the PTSD, his that moment overtook. He had to go after Seth instead of Cody, so he took the shot for Cody to help Cody win that match.
Yep. I mean, it was something. And if you guys, I don't think Reagan will remember back, but when that originally happened, when the Shield broke up, they had positioned them in a way that you were just starting to kind of pull for them a little bit. You know?
I was watching then.
And when Seth whacked Roman with that chair that night on Raw, I just remember thinking, God damn it. You know, it was something that was so good. We didn't even get to milk it. I wish they would have milked it about another year, but you know, it had already been going for what 13, 14 months at the time when they broke it up. And so, you know.
So here's my question. Has Charles Robinson been an active ref before this match? Like, has he been real active?
Yeah, he's on SmackDown every week.
I don't know. That's why I was just curious because
he also runs a ring crew, don't he?
Yeah, and he's a WWE senior official.
I'm a casual walk, but I enjoyed that he was the one that did it because you know of his history, you know, throughout the years and stuff. So
the Charles Robinson,
right?
I think it's Chad Patton. Chad Patton's still there, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think Charles is like the senior referee on SmackDown, and maybe Chad on Raw.
I just thought it meant a lot that he was the actual ref.
Yeah.
So
love seeing little Nate out there.
And something that I hadn't seen since olden times, and I mean like back in the 80s and 90s, when the good guy wins the title, all the other good guy wrestlers come to the ring and congratulate him, like when Dusty won the world title. There was even a joke on Brian Last made this week. How many times we got to see Manny Fernandez come in and hug Dusty Rhodes when he wins the world title?
That's Manny right there, ain't it?
If he could have made it down there, he'd have been in there.
Yeah, and
I wish. I wish Dustin could have come into the ring, but that would never have happened. But you know, at least he was backstage. So
you know why it didn't happen? Because somebody just didn't make a phone call.
Yep.
No,
that would have been so easy to work out.
I don't think Tony Khan would have done it. Do you think he would have done it?
Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah, he's such a mark.
You think so? I mean, I just don't know.
He would have done it just because, just so he could say,
"Hey, I did it.
I was a part of it."
Yeah.
My guy was on that show.
Yeah.
So real quick, and then we'll get to the main event of our conversation, which I think is going to be the CM Punk video.
Oh yeah.
Rock and Cody had a moment on Raw, and Rock gave it was very awkward where they exchanged title belts, and then and then Rock gave Cody something out of his pocket, and we never saw what it was. A lot of people are speculating that it's the watch that Dusty pawned, so Cody could go to acting school.
But I thought the watch, he showed the watch in the press conference.
Yeah, he did.
He did, and he said that Triple H and
it was, I think Cody alluded on SmackDown, it was the watch he gave The Rock. The one that he gave Seth.
No, it was the watch that, I thought they said it was the watch that Dusty pawned. I thought they were pretty obvious. They obviously said that that's what it was. Not, but you know, they made it sound like that was because
I was confused too. I was like, wait a minute, I already thought they settled that matter with Dusty's watch. What?
Mhm.
How did Dusty's watch go from Cody back to Rock, and now Rock's giving it back to him and
Because,
saying,
you know, other
"Don't
people
break my heart."
speculated it was the Hall of Fame ring because there's rumors that, you know, that got pawned and, you know, but you know how our internet is.
Wouldn't be the
Anyway, what
first
did you
time a
say
Hall of
Dusty said about his stuff showing up on the,
Dusty's, I just remember seeing an interview with Dusty saying that his gear kept showing up. He was at conventions and he was signing his gear, and he was like, I don't remember selling this. Where did this come from? And then he found out that Cody had been going in the basement and selling his stuff to make money. And he thought it was funny, but yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, he's like, yeah, Cody's something else.
I think Rock gave him an autographed picture of Black Adam.
There you go.
oh Lord.
I think my favorite theory was he handed him a lighter because where his buff caught on fire the first night of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I saw that.
that's right.
But who knows?
Who knows?
I think the speculation is more exciting than probably actually what it was.
It's a wrestling MacGuffin.
Yeah, and we'll find out. Rock said he was coming back and he was coming for Cody, so we'll see after he gets done with his commitments with Disney. Then you remember it used to be like there was something cataclysmic would always happen on the Raw after WrestleMania. That was not the case this time. It happened on SmackDown. And
God
Solo
bless Tama Tonga.
God, I didn't even. I had to look him up. So, and I had to watch. I had to watch the clip like 2 or 3 times to understand how significant this was. Paul Heyman come out explaining why Roman lost the match, giving Cody his dues or whatever. Solo, as you can see, not happy with that. He kind of politely moves Paul out of the way.
Yeah.
Hugs his brother, then turns on him. Well, no, he didn't turn on him. This happened.
But yeah.
Tama Tonga came into the ring, and for those of you who do not know, that is Haku or Ming's son.
Yeah.
And he's been in Japan for is what the announcer said for a while, wrecking shit. But
founding member of the Bullet Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and, you know, there's also a rumor now that Jacob Fatu has been signed.
Yeah,
I've heard that too. We'll see.
I saw that actually confirmed. I saw that actually confirmed today.
Oh, okay, all right.
Nepotism is running strong in the WWE.
It's
always has.
It always
has.
But I mean, this family storyline is good, and this is a foundation of wrestling is people from from Samoa and things like that, and I like to see that they're embracing that history now.
Well, that as well. These guys have paid their dues, in Japan and on the indies. It's not like they're just bringing them in fresh just because of their names. They've also, have earned their stripes.
Has anybody ever shared in this panel a dressing room or worked on a show with one of the Island Boys?
Oh yeah,
I have. And who has not heard the joke? When Samoan baby boys are born, as soon as they come out of the womb, they grab a headlock on the doctor.
Yep.
So to me, it's just like a perfect fit, but the thing that I found odd about this was when Paul told his phone to call Roman Reigns, Solo took it away and then stepped on it. So,
Civil War coming. You had Avengers Endgame. Now you go on to Civil War.
Paul better watch his ass, because I think Solo doesn't strike me as being as patient as Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was certainly not known to be a patient man. So I don't know.
What was it, Cornette or Brian that made the statement? And I 100% agree with it. By the end of the year, Heyman will be managing Braun Breaker.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too far of a stretch. All right. So one last time, let's go over it with you real quick. It's Spring Jam this weekend.
Is Justin Flash still with us?
Yes.
I want to hear his. We didn't when we talked about his match with Corey, he wasn't on, so I'd like to hear his take also.
Yeah, absolutely. Go talk to us, champ, while I run through these slides.
Well, I've seen all the video. I've heard all the talk from Corey, which of course we've all heard talk from Corey. my leg is not 100%, but it is good enough to go. The injury wasn't as bad as I thought it might be because it felt a lot worse the night I left Mount Airy after the attack. But just know that, yeah, Corey was talking about bringing a car to the ring. I mean, that makes him feel better. Hell, he can drive it on up to the ring and see if it helps him. But it's going to be one hell of a match next weekend, and I'm going to finally get my title back once and for all. I swear to it.
Awesome. Well, yep, it's a ladder match, so anything can happen. I don't know if Corey could get a car inside that building. I don't think the entrance. It might be, and that
Corey and Mecca can get
Maybe
through it. A
Prius,
car
if
can.
they can fit in one.
Stephen Hayes said that, not me.
I
He
ain't saying
ain't gonna
nothing.
say. Corey
Ginger.
ain't gonna say nothing to me. I'm the only person in the AIWF he's never beat.
Oh, okay, interesting. Send your hate tweets to.
Is he beating
Well,
you, Brian?
I guess I've got that on Corey.
There you go.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know.
I
Brian doesn't even
admitted
remember
that
if he's
freely.
being beat by Corey or not.
I admitted you beat me freely, Flash. Damn it.
First world title.
That's right.
All right.
Brian's had a ladder match with Justin Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yep,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
and
That's when I was holding 2 titles. I had the Absolute No Limits title and the Hardcore title. We were wrestling for the Hardcore title.
Oh, wow.
I was able to get a hold of the belt, but somebody tied a slip knot, and I was just swinging on the belt, and I didn't have enough ass to bring it down. So Brian jumps up there and rips the title in half and comes down as the champion.
Contended that belt got ripped in half.
Pretty
Yes,
sure this
sir.
happened in Povtown.
It was
Mhm.
Poptown.
Well, that explains why there was a slip knot, but you know,
Yeah. me and Jimmy Love had to follow that shit too, and just couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was Justin Flash was literally swinging from it like
Yeah.
Tarzan and could not bring it down.
Yeah, and he had unbuckled it so it was swinging.
Yeah.
I could reach it, and I just reached up and I started swinging on it, and I broke it.
The video footage is somewhere in Rick Diesel's archive, I know, because I've seen the
I'll
match.
probably run across it eventually.
You got to post that one if you do find it.
I've got so much stuff. That's why I can post something every day.
yeah. And I'm trying to keep up with him. Rick Diesel will tell you, I'm sure my texts are very annoying. Hey, send me something. So we're trying to keep the stuff going up. See, he's not commenting. See, that's why text message is a good friend, because if you're getting on somebody's nerves, they can just not answer you and you get the message. You know, so
And Matt Carter's done that to me a couple of times. I'm just picking. I'm just picking. Everybody thinks I'm hateful, so I need to say one hateful thing.
I was gonna say not lately.
Hashtag ghosted.
Hey, with my piece spoken on Spring Jam, I've got to jump off of here.
All
I
right,
will
buddy.
see you guys in Mount Airy on Saturday.
All right, man. Take care.
See you,
Glad to
Flash.
see you.
See y'all.
Good luck. All right. So the big news of the week was part of the big news of the week was they decided to show the backstage kerfuffle between Jack Perry and CM Punk in London, and I just thought that was the dumbest possible
It
thing
was,
to
but
happen.
as a woman, I'm gonna put my women's spin on this. So when you're a woman and you're arguing with another woman and they do this, you know it's on. And if you look closely at that video, him and Jack Perry are arguing, and Jack Perry goes, and then 2 seconds later,
He
CM
front
Punk
face locked.
takes him down. Yep. So just putting a woman's spin on what happens when somebody flips their hair at you.
I don't believe there has been a bigger backfire in wrestling.
You know what's yeah, and you know what's funny? I had watched part of the Dark Side of the Ring where it was Vince Russo talking about Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan, and you know Jeff Jarrett laying down, and the whole kerfluffle was that, and in when that happened, they show a shot of Tony Schiavone, and he's doing this. And then
Same shot.
I told Brian, I said, when that happened, I was like, and I saw Tony Schiavone's picture for that. I was like, it's the same picture. And about 3 hours later, Brian shows me a meme that says the same thing. It's the exact same look. It's the oh, this is over look.
Talking about PTSD.
So,
but yeah, the thing that gets me about it for me is I had forgotten all about that. You know, it was all in the past.
Yep.
and I had forgotten all about it. But then I remember, like, then Tony Khan brings it back to light again. And it's just like he's swinging at WWE and just keeps punching himself right in the face every time.
Good way to put it.
Because I was like,
That's a good way to do it.
because I had forgotten about it. And I was like, what was CM Punk? Why was he even getting involved? But then I watched an interview with CM Punk, and he's like, Tony Schiavone came to me and begged me to go talk to him. He's like, I didn't want to get involved, but Tony Schiavone begged me. He's like, he's cussing everybody out. Please deal with this. And so he was like, okay, I'll deal with it. So he didn't even want to get involved in it. And he was begged to deal with it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then he was completely in the right for what he did. And and Tony Khan is just looks even dumber now for
I don't understand why Tony Khan hasn't grasped the concept of I need to let other people run this for me. Why has he not grasped that yet?
I don't know, because I mean, I saw another video interview with CM Punk where he's like, I've told Tony, you've got to run this locker room. You can't let the locker room run you. And it's the truest thing. I mean, and it's just.
But Tony Khan don't know how to run a locker room.
I know he doesn't.
But he has people that does. Why not let them?
Yeah, because he said, CM Punk said the only reason he went out and finished that show was because Jerry Lynn and Samoa Joe begged him to do it. And he respects Jerry Lynn and he respects Samoa Joe. And so he did it. And it's just, I don't think, what is the saying? I don't know. You just don't need to bring things back up that should be buried. You know what I mean? Like, let CM Punk say the shit he said. And the other thing is, CM Punk didn't lie. Everything that CM Punk said happened is on that video.
When you have your competitor, one of your competitors' top stars name being chanted on your show while you're showing that video, insert clown emoji here.
That was the most fucked up part. You know where they were Wednesday night? They were in Charleston, by God, West Virginia. And so that was the funniest thing, though, when you watch the fan footage from inside the arena and they pop when he starts hitting Jack Perry and then start chanting CM Punk.
It's just
all 2,700 of them.
It's that Tony Khan is a rich, spoiled brat who has gotten his way his whole life because his daddy's rich, and now he can't buy his way to the top, and it's making him mad.
And also, leading from that, Will Ospreay ended up talking shit about Triple H because Triple H was saying, what was he said? Like, we don't look for people that want a light schedule. That's just a part of what he said.
Triple H had a generalization.
Yeah.
Will Ospreay made the comment about himself.
And it's just, I mean, it's just
stupid.
It is stupid. And it's okay. This is going to sound, this is indie bullshit. You know what I'm saying? This is 1998 wrestling message board bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Message board. I'm going to tear down the opposing promoters poster.
We've been through this 1,000 times.
And I mean, like Matt was getting there, said, how accurate is that? Like, it's that kind of bullshit. It's the bullshit of we're running in Mount Airy, you're running in Elkin, you're running here, and we're gonna tear down your posters and put up our posters, and we're gonna deface your posters, and a lot of just all that. It reeks of just mud show bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
No matter how wrong the old man was in what he did, the one thing I will give Vince McMahon credit for: never mention your competition. Just don't even acknowledge them.
Because
they don't exist.
Because think about like the dumb things WCW did. If you think of the one thing that pops out in my brain the most is when Medusa came on with that women's title and put it in the trash can. Like, that was just stupidity. And it was just, or when they were revealing the
Raw-
I
the
honestly
results.
wonder if they hadn't started revealing the endings to Raw, how much longer would it have taken Raw to start going live?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
having a show that started beating them consistently.
Well, they even said that when Tony Schiavone said Mankind won the title on Raw, people flipped over and started watching Raw.
That was
And
one of them.
Immediately.
And it started going up at that point. It started going
Mhm.
up for Raw, and WCW started going downhill.
It's
It's
this
like at that they could pinpoint that moment.
Yep.
But that
It's-
was also the Finger Poke of Doom. That was the same show. And so you drove
was that the
your-
Kevin Nash one?
yes, you
Yeah.
drove your audience away for the other main event. And then when they come back, you do
That's
that
what they
shit.
got.
You
It's
do
like
that shit.
it's honest to God, like watching WCW 99 through 2000 all over again. It's like I watch it and I'm like, because like you have in WCW, you will have to admit their mid carders and their light and their cruiserweights were some of the best wrestlers at the time.
Yep.
And I mean, Dean Malenko, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. I mean, God, Prince Ikea, like all these guys that just got overshadowed by WCW's bullshit.
Mhm.
And you're seeing it all over again.
And
All over again.
and Reagan, you're seeing it. You're seeing the light when it comes to AEW. I'm sorry it took you so long, but
like I said, though, they have workers that they could put on their TV show, focus on them, and people would start like, are they ever going to be bigger than no?
No.
And but
No.
they're gonna be, hey, I want to watch Johnny TV in his match tonight. And they could put him on there and he'll put on a hell of a show. And they'll be like, you know what? This is good fucking wrestling. When I'm not watching Raw, I'm going to watch AEW. Or when I'm watching, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and they
Only
just,
thing they're missing is a booker.
yeah.
That's it. That's it. If Tony Khan would just do what a money mark is supposed to do, sit in the back, keep your mouth shut, stay out of the damn show, keep a microphone out of your hand, stay out of the ring, stay in the shadows, and let the wrestling people run the show.
Look,
then they could turn this thing around.
because they have legitimately good people in there. I mean, Jerry fucking Lynn. I mean, come on. I mean, he's not, he's not a huge name, but like if you know wrestling, you know how good he is and how good his mind is.
You got Dean Malenko back there.
Yes, you got these people there, and then you just fucking shit on them and just let your nonsense run it through. And it's just infuriating because I've told you they have a lot of wrestlers that I loved, but
Same.
hey,
like I said, shitting all over them.
I put I watched Sting's last match pay-per-view. Yeah, several of those matches on there were really good. So there is no question there's talent, main event talent there. Now Sting grew that house, no
Mhm.
question. But their pay-per-view live audiences are still pretty decent. I mean, they're not 2,700 people, right? They'll draw close to 10,000 a lot of times. So yeah, it's definitely a case of the booker. Oh,
And-
one last thing I want to tell y'all about. I'm not going to cover it here, but y'all can go look into it if you want to. Some podcaster named Kevin Scampoli got all over our boy Javon Evans. If you have not seen that footage, tell me this dude ain't a racist and an anti-Semite. I mean, oh
Yeah,
Lord,
just blatant.
just blatant anti-Semite. Like he set that up in like the first second. Like,
yeah. What are you looking
yeah.
off camera at some Jew telling you to hurry up? Like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is this?
Ugh.
I mean, it was like this, and then I was like, oh God. I was like, this is not, and you had sent the link, and I was like, this is not gonna go well. And it's just, I don't know why you would shit on somebody. First of all, was this like his very first backstage interview type thing? Like,
I think it was all set up. I think they rehearsed him doing that. That was what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I think that was the story they was telling. Is him going, oh, I'm going too long. Somebody's telling me to get off. I think because they don't make that mistake there.
No, they don't.
no.
They
No, it's
time
not
it down to the number.
If they didn't want that to put out there, they would have reshot it.
Because that's the question. This was on their internet thing, right? This
It was
promo.
it was a digital exclusive.
Yeah, you know it was pre-taped.
Right.
If it had gone horribly, they would have done it until it was perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And this guy's an idiot for not knowing that.
Yes.
And there's a lot of that on the internet. When it comes to wrestling coverage, there's a lot of this shit that you just have to keep on scrolling, man. Because like
I
you
know
said, Brian,
I hate reading the comments of stuff, and sometimes I get sucked into it. And oh Jesus,
Yeah, I was very tempted because on his debut video, on WWE's Facebook, there were so many people commenting, who, and I'm like, dumbasses, this is his debut. What, you're not supposed to know who he is yet.
Yeah.
Like, why are you asking who is this when they're saying debut NXT? And I felt like, and I started typing, but I'm like, no, don't feed the trolls.
Yeah.
don't feed them. Don't feed them.
You know, I wanted
Troll
to
in the
say
dungeon.
a whole hell of a lot of people know who this kid is than know who you are.
Yeah,
So just sit down.
Really, and if they keep doing him the way they're doing, everybody will know who he is for long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're calling him a phenom. They've called Jimmy Snuka and The Undertaker a phenom. That's it. That's pretty good company.
What's sad? It's like this kid. Well, he's a kid to me because I'm young.
He's 19.
This guy, he is one of the nicest people, and to watch people shit on him is just heartbreaking.
It's jealousy.
Yeah,
that's straight up what it is.
That's what it is.
It's just pure jealousy. They want to be in that ring. This guy got the chance, and they're mad about it.
And they can't do what he can do.
He's the one to put the work in. That's why he's there.
Let him have it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told you before, Javon, don't let anybody borrow money.
I know those cousins are going to out the woodwork.
Yep.
Like when you win the lottery.
Cousins forever, man. But yeah.
Oh Lord. But
anyway, and we need to shut this thing down. We've been going for like 2.5 hours. And I've got weird, strange robots starting to message me on Facebook. So Mandy Jager, how you doing? I'm married. Go away.
I did read that that as of yesterday, Vince McMahon is selling the rest of his stock. Nobody's bought it yet because it's worth like, I don't know, $6 billion or $3. I don't know. I don't remember the price, but he is selling it, which is, that regime change is really, it is now the Levesque era.
And everybody seems so relieved. I don't know if you guys paid attention on night 2 of WrestleMania when Cody called out Bruce Pritchard and Triple H. You could hear a smattering of boos going around the arena because we all do. I shouldn't say they. I'm a mark just with the rest of them in Philadelphia. We all associate Bruce with Vince still. Now, not that Bruce did anything wrong.
Right.
But
we don't know that he did anything. And I hope he didn't, because he's been an important part of the WWE for years. He started way back in the territory days in Houston. He's got a long history, a lot of experience, and can be valuable to a lot of people.
Well, they're getting rid of anybody that's problematic real quick. They took that NXT guy off real quick because what Ronda Rousey said about him, pulling her. I don't know. She said this guy.
Gulak?
That he went and pulled her strings of her sweatpants. And then he said, like, he went to shake her hand and he accidentally touched them, and then he apologized.
Who in the hell does anything like that to Ronda Rousey? She beat his ass.
I don't know.
Lucky
I believe him on that one. I'd be afraid to pull a string if she put it in my hand.
Drew Gulak is such a minimal part. He's been there for 10 damn years, but he's not featured in a prominent position on NXT. I wouldn't call it a prominent position. Stephen Hayes, you might disagree, but at one time he was, but not anymore.
But but I'm just saying, like, going back to what you were saying about Bruce Pritchard. God almighty, I can't talk now. Bruce Pritchard is I feel like if anybody has a smidge of impropriety, they're gone. So
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
before we go, I just want to do something real quick. Did anybody watch the link to that territory thing I sent you?
I did. I sent you a message.
Did you have a sense of pride at the end of it?
Yes, I
all right,
did.
well, I got to watch it
Because
now.
that guy's been doing those territory history videos for years now. And so his channel is very interesting. I will say this about that guy. He gets most of it right, but he does, like, if you're a nitpicker, like all of us in this room are wrestling historians, especially me and Stephen Hayes, you'll be like watching this video and be like, wrong, wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just little insignificant shit. You know,
Yeah.
this videos are
Probably
very,
that there's not a whole. He probably just throwing it in there because there's probably not a record of it or something.
yeah, exactly. He's pulling from everything he can, you know. So I mean, you can
But the
tell.
last 2 minutes of that, I sat here because I've got to watch it in, and I sat here and I was looked at, and that popped up. And I went,
Yeah,
I need
and he
to watch
says
it.
it so casually too, you know. Because
I know it's just like it's the way it's meant to be.
yeah, this is who's running in Roy Shire's old territory.
Yeah,
now.
and,
A, B, C,
and,
D.
you know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't tell Reagan she's got to watch it.
I got to watch it. So
I was just like,
I guess it's better than the Blacktop Bully and the Dustin Rhodes match on the transfer truck.
if
Oh,
you
yeah, this
try
is
to
way
figure out what we're
better.
talking about,
Oh,
Stephen Hayes, I
God.
didn't think to send you the link. Look up Tales from the Territories, NWA Hollywood, and watch like the last 2 minutes of it.
You sent it.
Okay.
I'm in
It's
the
about
same
the
chat.
it's
that you
about the
sent it
old
in, I think.
yeah, Stephen. It's about the old Roy Shire territory out in L.A.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's the last 2 minutes of it that'll just make you swell. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right, man, I'm done.
All right, cool. So we're gonna get out of here, everybody. It's been a long show. Thanks for sticking it out with us. To those of you in the comment section, thanks for hanging. YouTube, remember to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. But most importantly, as I not hit the microphone, join us Saturday night in Mount Airy, April the 20th, 7 p.m. bell time for this year's edition of Spring Jam. It should be awesome. We look forward to seeing you all there. So for our entire panel, Brian and Reagan Danzig, Stephen Hayes, Rick Diesel, I am Mad Matt Carter. We'll see you next week, fans. And until next time, so long for now.